Boy, folks don't know. It's hard on people like me and Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson, and Hammer. All that great dancing we do. Who? You from New Orleans. New Orleans ain't never put no, did New Orleans ever put any dancers out? Ain't nobody never came from Louisiana no great dance, is it? His granddaddy. And that old catfish cousin. What part of Mississippi you said, girl? A-Bed County. You know where A-Bed County at? You heard, that's right over there in Louisiana, ain't it? No, it's in Mississippi. Barely. It's right on the edge. Where's it, Ryan? I mean, Rod, where's it at? It's barely on the line. That's Louisiana. Hold on, y'all, hold on for a minute. They don't want it. You don't want it. Chris Granddad was a great boxer. He knocked out, yeah, he was. He knocked out a case of beer one time. He's a great boxer. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. Yeah, he want to be from that bad old cat. They just call his granddad, they just call him catfish, crawfish. They just call him knife ward. All that Lake Pontchartrain. Where is that all in Mississippi? That's Louisiana. So do you know anybody from Mississippi? Born and raised in Mississippi, they call themselves Lake Pontchartrain, Ninth Ward, French Quarter. That's tight. Crawfish. Because I think your granddad is from New Orleans. Anyway, everybody all right? Man, y'all enjoyed the food? Yeah, good. It's good to be together. Appreciate Mr. Yahusha for allowing us to get together, enjoy this time of the Shana of the year. Come together, do self-examination, go and make sure where we at and look at where we got to be. And then y'all cut the air on a little bit, y'all might hear. Who that? It's a little warm in here. How many people try to make it the mouth cool saying it's warm? So everybody saying it's warm in here. What's the problem? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying, hey, this is it right here. We're going to do it. Take it. In case somebody want to pay tithes and offerings. Sometimes people need persuading in that round. I remember one time there was a preacher years ago. I used to like it too. His name was Reverend Brian. And they had broke out here and got his own. He was a humble man. But somebody said something. They took a brought that pistol, put up down that pulpit, let them know about met with him and his wife there. And let them know. If somebody got a line, then him and his family, and let them know. Yeah, they were pretty pissed about that. I got a preacher like he wasn't trying to get beat up. Them days of beating the preacher up is over with. And that preacher got to sit there and pray while members just target practice beating up on him. Preachers done got tired of that stuff now. Preachers fighting. I'm going to get my shirt here. Preachers fighting back. Yeah, biggest thing they do getting the corruption out. That's the harder thing. Getting everybody straight. Not just the preacher, the members, everybody. Just everybody get right. I appreciate what Mr. Yahusha is doing for us and what he has done. And the direction where we're trying to move into, want to make sure it's definitely according to his order. So we look in the book, see what's prescribed, and that's what we walk and we live by. Did anybody consider what you heard last night? That's good. I mean, it makes sense when you sit down and realize, a lot of times people just kind of get caught up with, it's about not eating leaven. It was about teaching you the principle, showing you have the control to remove the thing that bring you into condemnation, just like leaven. If you have it in you, on your person, your dwelling, guess what happened? At that point, you're in violation. So now to keep you from being in violation, you make sure that the places where you stay, where you go, don't put you into condemnation. That's the same thing with going to a strip club or anything else. It puts you into condemnation. It's the same as with leaven. So he gave us things that are principle that we know on an everyday basis, so we have an idea of how important it is to examine everything. People come and they try to get you to do something. You start looking at it the same way. Make sure ain't no leaven in it. You got it? We know when he's saying leaven, we're looking at qatar, right? That's all it is, a transgression of the law. Only thing what makes leaven wrong is the fact that he designated for that time period. You can't have it. So that's what we learn to do. Whatever he designate, that's what we call qatar. For us to go against it and to break against what he commanded us to do. So we learn that, so we learn how to avoid bringing ourselves back into condemnation. I think one of the hardest things is for people is just kind of rationalizing their mind off of living right all the time. I don't try to live right all the time. I just live right the day I got it. I'm living today. I'm not trying to live right tomorrow, not until I get there. I get through the day, I've done enough. So a lot of times people put in their mind, man, I just can't see, man, living right the rest of my life. Well, your life ain't probably as long as you expect them. Right. Best thing to do is just take it day by day. That's always the principle I tell people, do it one day at a time. I know people say, it is. All you can do is get through the day. Every day is going to be different. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be something. It could be your own ideology that'll come up against what you know to be right and just challenge it. You got to know how to cast it down and fight it, but you got to know how to use your weaponry. So a lot of times people can have the right equipment, they just don't know how to use it. It be people throw away gym equipment. Yeah, that stuff, it's just because they don't know how to use it. If you learn how to use that, you see the value in it, just like the word. When people don't know how to use it, of course it's invaluable. It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn how to use and how to process things, that's what makes us a better people and a better person. So that's our goal. Look at what does say Mr. Yahuwah. We got to be ready. Y'all see this whole thing ending, it's winding up. You know how you can tell this ending? Look at that shirt Hayward wearing. Man, the end of the world, it got to be now. I know you didn't pick that shirt. I know you didn't pick it from that. He picked that shirt. That man went in, he said, what's the shirt I can make that make preacher the angriest I can put on? So I can just frustrate the member. What is just really getting them just all just jacked up and looking at it? I looked at that shirt, I said, the end is near. Isn't that right? But I'd have messed with Hayward anyway. But I appreciate y'all coming. So good to see you and then fellowshipping and enjoying ourselves. And then we try to get through so we can get ready tomorrow for their wedding. We got to go home and get 11 together. You know, I've been holding out a lot of years now. We appreciate the Ivan, ain't it? I've been here about 15 years, I think. 15 years, ain't it? That's all right. He been waiting and waiting. He trusts old Raw. He had the eyes. He tried to make some move before that. I told him to wait. Then I did it. And a lot of folks, let me tell you that. And unlike a lot of people have left him because I gave them advice on, well, I would just hold off. I'll wait. People have left and moved. They've been so pissed with me because I told them. Even remember he'll tell you, if I tell somebody I wouldn't do it, what y'all think? They'll tell you. They'll say it too many times. It don't work. I tell them, I tell them I wouldn't do it. They're saying, I'm going to go and drive out here in the deep and try it. They'll tell you, it ain't going to work. There's some people tell you, quit. We already know how they're going to end. It's going to be bad. I got to know he ran out behind one. It didn't make it. They ain't made it. They done broke up. They done split up. They done changed everything. Single, available. That's what happened when you go against it. See, I tell people, what people don't get a lot of time, I don't know where they be. He don't want nobody to be married. I don't want to see you fail. If you're not where you need to be or the person not where they fully need to be, and you think I can make up for their shortcoming, I assure you can't make up for nobody else's shortcoming. It's all you do to take care of yourself. Right. The last thing you need, every individual wrestles or deals with something. People just process stuff differently. But everybody deal with stuff. Like me, I don't handle stress the way other people do. I'm not gonna go run into a wall or anything else like that. But my body will do things that will show, okay, you're in a stress situation. You might be calm, but it's still a stress. So everybody processes stress differently. And you got to make sure when you get in a person, how they handle the situation. And the last thing you want to do is find out when pressure hit. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave. I don't want to be married. I don't know why I got married. I was too young. I don't feel like I got to know myself. You can't put no junk like that in no marriage, man. Somebody doing their part, pulling in, you going to holler, yeah, I ain't signed up for this. I ain't know I was going to get fussed at. I ain't know I was going to have to keep that house clean all the time. And, you know, I'm telling you, people just don't realize pressure will break you. And you will be by yourself, and now your walk is harder than it was by yourself from the original. Because now I got the weight of, okay, I'm back by myself, but now I'm attached to you. You know what I'm saying? You, whatever you doing, that's in my mind. Then I'm looking in my mind what I could have been doing. Then I got to look at what I need to be doing. So now while I'm going from one or two things, I'm going to 3 to 4 now trying to process it. And people don't realize it don't work. Then sometimes the other party quit. They're like, well, they out there doing their thing, and, you know, I just don't feel like, you know, the Lord want me by myself, so I'm going to go. Now you've gone to a person by yourself struggling, fighting, till now I'm fighting, I'm attached to somebody I can't get nobody else. Then if I got kids involved, what's going on with them and who you with while I'm here, what I'm dealing with, what I could have been doing and how life could have been better for me. And now the word coming and I got all this coming. It's a blockage now. So when I tell people stuff, you know, everybody just can't handle it. I just say, listen, stop it. Some just said, well, I tell you, me. I said, I wouldn't do it. Then I said, but you can try it. I said, you never know. It might work. I got some people, if I tell them that, they said, no, I'm not going to do it. No. They said, you don't holler, go ahead, it might work. No, it ain't going to work. So it's just a matter of where you at and waiting the time. Because people tell you that marriage, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and it's still the stress. And you're dealing with another person, how they do things, how they see things, and how they operate. And then you got to look at how you operate, how you do. And people don't just accept other people's way. It takes time. Walking in the marriage, these people tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's demanding. It's commanding. There's a lot of commitment and stuff you got to do, and everybody just not up for the challenge. Some people feelings are sensitive. Some people can't take getting hollered at. I remember my wife, we got married, and Bryce was born. He was little, and I had fussed at you. You remember that? He was a little baby, yeah. That's amazing, because he was like, I don't know how that works. I mean, it's scary. I feel like James off a good time. I remember JJ was telling him, he said, I remember, Dad, when I was born, when you came looking in the window. Wow. He was something like, you saw me looking in the window. He said, he was born and say you were looking in the window. He was like, how you remember me looking in the window? You was a newborn baby. But anyway, how Bryce got all kind of stories. So I had fussed at him. She got him. She left. She went home. I looked at her. I seen Bryce. I didn't know where she was. And her mama asked her, she said, where that baby at? She said, home. I'm going to say, you get your behind back home. She said, you done left that baby. You done left. She was mad. I said something to her. She just left. But her mama made her get right back home. I'm going to like, you get your behind right back home. Because people young. What you going to do? Somebody fuss at you. You look, I ain't used to being fussed at. So other than my parents, if somebody fuss at me, I'm gone. I'm out. It take time. You don't know what you got till you get it. They done got quiet in here now. I'm just tell y'all the truth, man. Listen, you don't know what you got till you get it. Oh, you think you want to? Talking about, I know what I'm getting. No, you don't. Man, you don't know what you're going to get when pressure comes. When kids come, all that change everything. I be seeing Leona, how they be sitting there talking, eating their little wings, drinking that drink. I say, enjoy that. I say, enjoy it. No, I do. I be saying, enjoy that. Y'all know, you see how all the other couples come here and eat with their wife? And ask them why. Ask them why. We don't deal enough talking. You do all that talking when you date. All of them, they might not want to talk. Like, talk about what? About what we need to talk about. I ain't got time all that talking. What's all that talking about? These folks tell me, your conversation get thin. But that's beautiful though when you be dating. Then you better host your come with that. I want like we used to talking. Oh, hell no. Here we go. Now I got to go buy some wings or something. Then I got to buy, try to reenact it. And you don't be that same person no more though. They'll tell you things change. Am I telling the truth, y'all? Yes, sir. And I say this, it don't mean that you don't love a person, because a lot of times women could take that in. You don't love me no more, because your situation change. Once you get married and you start looking at everything you have to deal with, that's one thing to rattle your mind around. Then because you got to still get over that bathroom experience. Leona might be slim, she probably a mean turd though. But you don't know that though, you need to tell her. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, that's the one to get her. My wife gonna, listen man. Listen, I hard mine. I'll hard mine. Man, she'll make you burn the bathroom down, man. But I got up, man, one night I was sleeping, and I did it. You know the one you do, you feel you know it's stuck, I like again, pee, I went down. But I like to kick the walls out that thing. But I lost it in my sleep. I said, I don't know what animal you had in here. But you had to learn to adjust to that kind of stuff, man. Because first they'll be trying to act like they don't use the bathroom, they don't let you know when they go try to sneak. She one of them sneakers. She try to sneak and go. She don't want you to catch it now, but the evidence be left. No turd, it's just that aroma from the turd. I know what the turd looked like from the smell. It's a dead animal that been slaughtered and butchered and laid in the oven. I know what it looked like. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Oh, so y'all white better than mine? All right, who in here wife got this sweet smelling boo-boo? Where they at, husband? Man, that women. That's how, but I mean, that's part of life. All that stuff you got to learn how to deal with. Make sure all your drawers ain't got no holes in them, other but the regular 3 it's supposed to have. Other than that, all that stuff you got to have. That's a lot of stuff you learn to adjust and you get used to and you get ready for. But people don't realize when you get in these marriages, it's a lot. It's a lot. These people try to, some of the IKNs say, man, preacher, make why you don't want to get married. Preacher have never said it. I just try to make sure with people, I tell them, make sure you where you need to be. Because people don't need no quitter. Well, I want no quitter. You want somebody, you in here now, we in here for the right, we in here for the long haul. You have to be honest. I'm telling you, get you somebody, man, hey, you sit up here, man, I'm telling you, you can't focus. You can't function. And the first thing you want to make sure, well, person that had that conversation, tell people, where you at spiritually? How you see this? What's your goal? What's your end game? Regardless of what I do, if there's something that you want, I don't want to buy. I mean, I'm with you. I'm down. I don't need to buy with me down with the car. If I swap up, if I don't do it, then what you going to do? I don't want to be worried about where you at when I'm looking to focus on where I'm at. And when I'm trying, I want to know this is something you want to do, and this ain't something I got to make you do. I don't want to spend no hour before I come to serve trying to talk to you on why you need to go. Not me. Too much time. That's too much pressing. A lot of, folks. Did I say something strange? Just stuff the truth, ain't it? Making sure where you at, and making sure, like I say, a person is concerned about their soul. I tell these people, I know, different people see people outside, they want to date, and you talk with them, and that's not wrong. You get you somebody, just make sure you don't compromise no standard. Make sure you hold to what it is you believe. You gotta make sure you got to, I'm just telling you now, you might start off, I might see you, and you might have a pair of pants on, but you have to get them pants off. I ain't talking about for that time. You don't get them off then too, but before then, you got to start making that transition. I start dating you, and you got them pants on, and we do this a couple of times, and it done went in 3 and 4 and 5 months and 3 and 7 years. Yeah, I want to talk to you about them pants. What about them? Right. Nigga. Throw that on you, now you hurt. A lot of these folks don't realize, man, these women ready to be led. They just got to get somebody strong enough to be secure in what they believe. There's a lot of women, they'll follow if you're secure in what you believe. Hello? Yes, sir. You got to show what kind of decision maker you are. That makes a major difference. They know that guy solid in his decision making. We make a decision that he gonna follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? To the best of his ability. If he give you his word, say he gonna do something, that's what he gonna do. That's really important. Hello? We'll talk more about that tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, right. Y'all be ready. Make sure y'all up to the part. How many of y'all waiting to get married? Want to get married? All right. What I'm talking about? Hold on, John, you waiting to get married to him? Well, here John said, why we sitting? And everybody said, it gotta come, man. John said, do you have your eyes on anybody around here now, John? You ain't gotta call no name. What happened? Oh, he said, he looked around. That's how you do it. No, you ain't gotta tell nobody but me. You ain't gotta talk to nobody about it. They think about it. It'd be nice to see a lot of y'all young folks in here get married together and connect these families and get in here and grow up together. You know your families in here now. So that's good, solid root right now. Yeah. And y'all go dragging some little street hustle off in here and trying to make them do something. It'd be good. It's enough of y'all young folks. Here's enough of y'all to go around. I see old Jeremiah. Ain't that good to see you out? Ain't that right, Rachel? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. All right. Rachel looking about 15 years old. Look at that. Good to see him. Good to see him. Isn't that right? Sitting on behind Daniel. That's all right. Good to see him. Isn't that right? Our young people, yeah, it'd be good to see y'all get in here and get settled on down and get. Dwayne, what's going on with you, Dwayne? How that come along? Don't make me throw that. He heard me. You heard me. How's it coming along? You hear me, nigga. How y'all come along? Let me ask straight. Look over here, nigga. You hear me? So what? How y'all coming? Are y'all talking at all? No, I ain't asked you, do you talk? Do y'all talk? Y'all speaking? How's it coming along? How much time you figure take? I'm just curious.
Hey, a lot of these young folk, they go out here, they move too fast. I tell them to slow down, take their time. If you're going too fast, just slow down, take your time.
How long y'all been talking? How long y'all been talking?
I didn't write down the exact time.
He know. That nigga know. So, see, I tell you about men, I tell y'all really for the IKEA and the Aku, I mean, you can pick up signs with people, you know, pretty frequent and know whether or not you talking with somebody, well, this it's an end game to this, or you can see that person had potential to make the transition that's being needed. That's something you want to make sure y'all are mindful of. You don't want to waste a whole lot of time where people just kill time and kill up your time. Not saying him necessarily, but a lot of times people are getting in a relationship just to talk to people and just waste time. You ain't got no time to be wasting around. Know off the rip kind of what you see, if there's something you're interested in, whether you see the interest of the person, where you at. For most of y'all, for me, this is my whole life. So I couldn't imagine me talking to date nobody, and this ain't something that it would be mandatory for them, because this is what I'm living by. This is what I'm planning on dying by. So I wouldn't have no whole lot of time to be playing around with nobody for friending and just messing around. I don't have time. This is the most serious pressing thing I got. So if it's a person I was talking to in a relationship, this is something you have to show me. And I ain't gonna be like, I wouldn't tell them what I'm telling you. You're gonna have to show me this, because I don't want you to do it for me. I want this to be something that you want to do. Y'all got it? I want you to be a person, because I feel like if a person concerned about their soul, you got somebody you can work with. You got a person don't care one way or the other, the sun don't shine. You don't waste time with people like that. Y'all got it? I just tell you, pick it up. If it's too much time, because a relationship should be progressing. We kind of same place, and we've been talking for 3 or 4 months. I ain't getting, you ain't gonna know 3 or 4 months of my time. I just ain't got it. We should be progressing. We ain't got to get married in 3 and 4 months. I don't know my wife, she wanted to move. I'm gonna hold out about 2 weeks. And after that, I'm gonna be striking. I gotta be moving fast. Isn't that right? That's what I'm gonna tell him. I'm not, Shamin got to hold me to see them. If I had to pay some pigeons or something to come land on her shoulder, I can't be waiting around all them years like that if I can't have. I'm still a young man. Hello? I'm telling you something. Y'all ain't gonna hold me. Now, I'm gonna still carry this synagogue now. I'll go to 1 or 2 of them single meetings, but after that, I'm coming out of there. I told them that. In that round, be disruptive. Take your time. Come on here. I got to go on here. I got to try to keep moving. Y'all ain't going to be trying to hold me down. Talking about, yeah, preacher don't need to get remarried. No, you need to shut your mouth. You ain't my biological clock. No, I got a good one, though. I try not to if I can. I ain't going to be fighting it, though. Well, stuff happens. Right? Oh, how many of y'all going to be offended if I get remarried? So I want y'all to go ahead and get it out now. All right, go ahead and get it. They be all right, gonna get it out now. Y'all ain't gonna be holding me down. I told my wife too. Listen, when I die, I don't tell my wife that stuff. Tell me she can't have nobody else. As I've been dead for 250 years, my wife can get her somebody else. Y'all better get in my wife right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you gonna be offended? Yeah, I know it. That's why I'm gonna hold out. 2 weeks. And they said some nice people be coming to the funeral too. They look around and just check. No, I don't know. But I don't know what's going to happen. I just try to go on. How many of y'all want me to just stay, it just work better, just stay on singing and go on pray? How many of y'all that work better for y'all? Okay. So I'm not worried about that mom anyway. That one woman. Oh, she was going. Yeah, you want me to stay single? Where you going, Britt? Where Britt run? Where's she? Hello. Britt, what you trying to run off for, Britt? Britt, my baby, when she don't fight me, Britt do good. Only time she get them influencers, Austin, Bryce, and Smith. Other than that, Britt cool. Britt is a great daughter until she get outside influencer. Britt, you ain't never turned on me, Britt? That's tight. That's tight. Must be somebody else. Yeah, she'll jump on that side. But anyway, we're gonna try to move on, talk to y'all a little bit and try to move forward, now get home and. I don't know, but I took a gummy last night. God damn it, I slept good. Y'all heard that noon palau? Well, listen, man. I rolled over and looked at that clock straight from sleep. It was 12:39. Grab that phone. I said, man, listen, boy, my eye couldn't even open up. I was right stuck in between Charmaine and the right. I was like, boy, woo, that was rough. But I got it in though. Could y'all understand it? Yeah, y'all heard the palau of a tired nigga, boy. I get through the night, I plan on getting me another gunman. I'm trying to let that thing work. I wasn't a fan of the gunman. I kind of wait and watch, but that gunman all right, though. That gunman all right. If you just get a little enhancement, it just needs a little smoke till it can't smoke no more. That get a little bit. Now, we're going to get ready to let this sign of Cartos raw. We're going to try to, someone stole my pen. Which one of y'all kids stole my pen? Alex? Adam, where Adam at? I know Adam is still. Adam. I'm going. He tried to come on. Where Adam at? Oh yeah, that's one of my enemies right now. Had to keep my eyes on him. All right, we're gonna get ready. Y'all get ready to sign the Cartos of Ross. Got the money. All right. I be new, which is our Father. I do. Thanks for all you've done and you rendered unto us this opportunity. Baraka us according to your Kadash will. The Berith you Shabbat, which is the covenant you vowed to Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob, the Yahudim, Yasharal, to the Tuledoth, which are the generations, even unto us and our Tuledoth, that you'll recover us, that you will grant us your Ruach HaKadosh and seal us unto the human redemption, that it might sustain us in this time of tribulation. Without you, we recognize we are nothing. We confess that we had gone contrary to you and you went contrary to us. But as you requested that we would bethink ourselves in our latter Yamin, which in the last days, that we would return our lobs back to you, which our hearts, that you would baraka us predicated on our lobs, our minds, being focused on your dabarim, your words. Let it be instilled in our inward parts. Let it be in our lobs and our minds that we might zakar, which is the mark as to remember, that we might consider our latter end. Baraka those that are watching in, the Essas Palau forming with them that support your dabarim. The out-of-towners, be there in the encouragement, there in the kum. Hadu for those that made depressed to be here, those that could not be with them, and continue to be a healer to Aku Liz. Strengthen your arm in every situation according to your Kodash will. Hadu for the Zabak, the sacrifice, for the dam, the blood, for the redemption that came through of Yahusha, HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one, who ransomed his Kai, his life, that he might redeem us in due time, to make up for a bad aspect. We palau that you will be a baraka to Jerusalem, that great city that your own is always upon your eyes, from the beginning of the Shana to the end of the Shana, which is the year. Hadu for allowing us to come in and be partakers of your muhad, that which you've established, and you left to those who ahab you, which is have an affectionate connection to you. As we prepare to move further, we palau that you will search us and see if there be any rosha darak, which are any evil ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the arak everlasting, which is the way of life. Let the debar of our part, which are the words of our mouth, let the meditation of our laws, which is of our hearts, be acceptable in your own. And as we prepare to move further, we palau, in which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praise, the kabod, the glory, and the kabod, the honor. In the Shem, which is the name of Yahusha, HaMashiach, let us all say, Amen. Oh. Where my Yahudim at? Yehuda gang to move. Yehuda gang to move. Why Jahi couldn't do that? I'm getting where I don't like that guy, but between me and you. That attitude stink. How y'all doing? We're back. It isn't. Y'all can hear me back there talking, could you? All right, let's try to see where we're going with this whole thing. How about that? All right, let's y'all know what we're doing. This is this will give you the Greek, King James, Latin, then the Greek, the Septuagint. What's Septuagint? What does it mean? 70. Isn't that right? 69 plus 1. It fell off. It's still 70. 69 plus 1. 78 plus 2. 71 minus 1. 70. Y'all see it? You can see it. That better. Get my panther out. With the behavior of a panther. You can't get me with your... Y'all ain't Malcolm. Yeah, I'm gonna fell in the garbage can. Y'all ain't Malcolm. I seen you going. I seen him leak though. He was going down. I'm glad you're all right. Down goes Frazier. Yeah, we're glad he all right. All right, let's... Malcolm, you say you ready to get married too, didn't you? Yes, sir. That's it. But get that Geritol with that, what the other thing getting got? What did that ain't smell? You say he gonna hurt somebody? What did that ain't smell? That Viagra? She said, he keep playing around here, Malcolm, get that Viagra. He gonna marry around and hurt one of them sisters. Ain't that right? Y'all better be careful. Be able to put them in the hospital, ain't it, Malcolm? Yes, sir. All right, this is Romans 15:4. All right, listen.
For whatever Nikatab before.
For whatever was written before.
Nikatab for our lamed.
It was written. So, Xavier, when you came out and you said like 20 minutes after everybody, did you thought like you was like in sequence? You thought you was on beat? That's what I thought. All right, what else?
That we, through endurance.
Hold on, what you said, Malachi? Not quitting. What is that? That's right. What is a martial aid? That's what I like. That right? Concise. Yeah, they do good. We want to train these young people so they'll know.
That's right.
So this, let me tell you something. This book is only as valuable if you know how to use it. The true value is knowing how to use it. That's why you see I start with a platform first, which is my foundation. I want to make sure, first of all, how is it going to be used? So that way I know how to use it. A lot of times people got stuff down like, I remember growing up, we had encyclopedias, we didn't know how to use them.
Yeah.
We just had them.
That's
People
right.
just bought them. You bought inside, people just bought, had pictures, folks told you about it, you just set them up, and they just sat there and rusted. Then they come up missing. You'll lose the K, you lose some other one. And dude, you start losing, but I don't know who's still encyclopedia. Who had encyclopedia? Who remember books came up missing? And you ain't, I know I ain't stolen them. I ain't know where in the world I was out there with no book, no encyclopedia. Man, had that thick leather on there. We had the old, back then you had them old floor model TV. You pull the screen out and all the guts. That's a bookshelf. That's how, who remember that? Anybody have one of them bookshelves? That's what you did, them floor model TV, them bookshelves. You don't throw away nothing. That boy right there to take that darn screen out of the hole. Y'all didn't do that. Your dad is cheap. Y'all didn't do that. What y'all had? So he bought it intentionally with one missing. He missed a lot of words you could look like little, lacking, lazy, liar, all the good stuff. You couldn't get it because they meant, but you know what? We had the whole set, but you just wound up losing them. Then some of your books, it'll have like 3 different letters in it. And you lose that one, you done. Your whole set, you might get, you might get LMK or something like that. You mess around and you lose that book, that's real valuable. But in the day, most of us didn't know how to use them. You got what I'm saying? So things are only as good as you know how to use them, just like it comes in this book. And the first thing we have to look at, first off, where are you trying to go? What you trying to do? If you're trying to be saved, you need to understand the premise of salvation. What does it actually take in order for you to be saved? And that's going to come in, first of all, with the principle of there's a belief system that has to be inside. That's the first thing, there's got to be a belief. But you can't get that belief without you hearing something. So the way things are explained to you are critical, because they're not explained to you in the right format, then you'll miss it. You won't get it. You'll just be a person just be hearing words. Y'all got it? That's all you have is a bunch of words, a lot of enunciation, but you don't have the true depths of the meaning of it. I like this passage just for the simple fact it lets me know what I know, what I need to do that for whatsoever things were written for our teaching, to show us, instruct us, that through, that's right, not quitting. So this tells me that this should alert me, and it alerts me now to know that some of the things I'm going to experience, I'm going to need this writing because I'm going to want to quit. That's the only reason you'll write a book on telling me not to quit, because he already knows some of the things I'm going to experience, quitting is going to be the best option sometimes. That's the best option, especially when you look like it's harder, it's more than what I can take. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't like the way I'm feeling, what I'm going through. Just stop it. So I need to know that I need to understand the writing so I don't quit. And also, if I don't quit, I need to know also that and the Nakum, reward. That's right, a prize. I get a reward. So that's the purpose of letting me know if I quit, I can't get the reward. Y'all got it? Even the book declares that a man can't be crowned for mastery unless he do it lawfully. Y'all got it? Those are rules, regulations. Even in martial arts, if you do certain things when they get ready to give you a belt, if you break certain protocols, then you lost. It don't matter if you had the best technique move, it's against protocols, what you needed to do. So when we going through here, we got to make sure we don't break ranks and we don't break protocol. That's how we get the prize. Y'all get it? And then we find out what else, Chris?
That through endurance and Nakum of the Ketubim might have Tikva.
That's what we're looking at. Let's look at 1 Corinthians real quick, 5. Since we're dealing with kind of Pesach anyway, let's see something. 1 Corinthians 5 and 1. I'm still looking for our liberation.
That's right.
I'm still looking for our liberation. I'm just a believer that salvation don't just come in word, but it's in deed. Y'all got it? That's what I'm looking for. I know I got to get out of him. We all got to get out of him. It's synonymous with what we're trying to do. Salvation be delivered. And he declared that whosoever that being set free, so he was free indeed. It's of a truth. Ain't that right? He hadn't set us free to go back in no captivity of no kind. I think the first thing in order for us to go and occupy freedom from a physical standpoint is to understand it and grasp it and take it in from a spiritual standpoint, which is the Ruach. Because you think about it, how long will I stay in freedom outside there when I hadn't embraced it in him? A lot of things that we all suffer and we go through is because of the challenges we have on the inside of us. I mean, breaking the mold from how we been. You know, if you got a mold, got it? If a gelatin mold or a cake mold, whatever I pour into that mold, it's going to keep formulating the same thing. So you think about it. You keep pouring in the bar inside of that mold that you've already formulated, and that's the mold that actually has you in error. That's the mold that has you in a defect. Then I gotta stop filling that mold. And I gotta create a mold that works more toward what I'm trying to encompass. That makes sense? That's why people say, I'll start out, but I'll come up with the same thing. You're pouring in the same mold. How could it possibly be anything different? How you process things, your mind processes things in a different type of way. Did you know if I asked you to tell me about your childhood, your mind would have to envision it first? You had to go back through your mind and envision it before you can tell it to me. You can just start telling me. You got to find a place, whether it's a comfortable place or an uncomfortable place. It's going to depend on where you want to start at. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we do things. There are things that you'll tell, and there are things that you'll avoid. That'll come to your mind. You realize that's not the part I want to tell. I want to move to something else. And a lot of those things you don't tell, you don't express, are some of the things that kind of form you into some of your hurts and your ideas that kind of keep you from being that person. Those are things we kind of keep hidden. Just like with confessing. When you confess, it's the things you tell that's not well known or that's not known, but you're bringing it to light. And sometimes when you're hearing it, you're getting to see the idiocy in what you've been doing and how it's actually damaged you, and realize how important it is to move away from that person. Sometimes the biggest hurt of all of us is us. Some people might think that leaving yourself in a situation, it's like a woman that leave herself in a battered situation. And you know who they'll hate? The man. You with that nigga beating on you, that nigga don't care, that nigga, you missing something. It's a problem with her. Why would she be somewhere that she feels like love is her being beat? Why would she be somewhere where she's being mistreated? It's because there's something wrong with her. Hello? And then you got to ask yourself, you saying you want salvation. She might say she want to leave. I'm going to leave. She might be saying it, but her action says differently. Like you saying you want to be saved, but your actions say differently. So we're trying to work to where when we say something, we're making the changes or proper changes to move into that. You just can't say I want to be saved. There are things you got to do. Y'all know that? There are things you have to start doing if you're going to actually change. So that's what we want to try to do when we look at salvation, okay? All right, this is 1 Corinthians 5:1. Let's see what it tells us. Listen.
It is reported commonly that there is a new among you, and such
Zanut is the word that they'll put for fornication. This is another thing that messed up a lot of Hebrew Israelites and Abari people. They start hollering words that don't exist. This is an English word that they use, was probably no doubt, probably from Latin or maybe Greek, possibly more Latin than anything. So they'll say, since we don't have the Abari word that they'll call Hebrew word fornication, this automatically means it doesn't exist and the white man has put it on us. No, there is a word for it, zanu. It's whoredom. Y'all got it, because there's a discipline we're supposed to emulate. We got a discipline, just like with Yahuwah. He has a discipline. His discipline, he doesn't go into other goyim. He stays, listen, his relationship is, what were you, platonic? Platonic is just strictly friends, without sex, without, well, we couldn't use that for us. He don't even have a platonic relationship with them. But it's exclusive, it's one the word, but yeah, exclusive be fine. With just us. He doesn't go outside. That's why, and we learn that even with us on how our relationships are built upon and how things are established. Just like with us, the first thing you'll tell a person, men and women, that say the first thing you need to do is be what? Friends. That's what we learned about Abraham. Abraham was a friend. That's why he made his berith with him.
That's right.
Y'all know that? That's the truth. We gotta establish that relationship with him. This is a courtship. This man ain't just taking everybody. He's looking for a particular person. He's looking for a particular people that he can ascribe to himself, that he can keep to himself. It's like when a man looking for a wife, he has a particular, whether it's a height, whether it's a build, whether it's a hair length, all these things are things he look at. Some guys just, I just want a wife, not Yahuwah. He got a particular of what he wants. Y'all got it? And that's the same thing. Now we got to look at, if we know what he's looking for, then we know whether or not we fit the scale or not. A lot of people just hoping and chancing for something. That's stuff we did as Christians. We don't hope and chance now, we do. Okay, he says, absolutely heard that there is Zanuth among you, and such Zanu as the like is not among the put Gentiles. He put heathens when they put him. So they'll tell us the heathens will be uncultured, like uncultured people. Basically, that's what they call a heathen. That's what you call people years ago in the 70s. They call you a heathen. You can go to church, you old heathen. But the goyim just be among the other nations. And these are the things we're looking at. It's bad when other people, other nations aren't doing the things we're doing and we have the intelligence that we have. All right, let's see. Come on.
That one should have his Abba Ashar.
Now he went to them having his father's wife. This detrimental for us? Why is it detrimental? Ruban. How many of y'all not familiar with Ruban? Everybody's familiar with Ruban, what he did? All right, we'll go back. See if that's 49:1. Barashit. They call it Genesis. And see why it's important to go back and you look at these things when you read something. So now we're going to see what they have written. Barashit. 49:1. We'll look up Zanuth and we'll look up heathen. All right, listen.
And Yaakov called unto his Banim and said, gather yourselves together, that I may
to his sons and said to them,
that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last Yamim.
Now, when the Greeks recorded this, Chris, they didn't record the rest of that message. According to him, they just saying Yaakov called his Benim and said to them. Probably the rest of this is in 2. Okay, he's going to tell them what was going to happen to them in the latter Yamim. Y'all hear this? So what technique you finding? This is what the first thing he called him, he was going to tell them what was going to happen to him in the latter end. Whose behavior is this? This Yahuwah's behavior. That's the reference he said he declared the end at the beginning. So when he called, the first thing he gonna tell me is what's gonna happen to me in the latter end. This is how we start associating people that were familiar with him. Why it's not a big thing to you guys, these are things that are critical you have to pay attention to. That's how we knew where the thing, when people told us, when our forefathers, the Abbas, when they would listen to a person that would come and tell them something like, thus say Yahuwah, then they start looking for certain things that made sense, whether or not it was his speech. Y'all got it? So a lot of time we just accept something because it sounds good to us. He's going to tell them what was going to befall them the latter end off the rip. Hello? Okay. Let's see. Come on.
Gather yourselves together, and Shama ye bani of Yaakov, and Shama unto Yasharal your Abba.
Hear me, Yaakov. Hold on. Oh, you bani of Yaakov, hearken to Yasharal your Abba. Okay. All right, come on.
Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
What's your make him?
Rosh.
The Rosh. That's why you got the rule. That's the Rosh. And the Ben, he's the first son, which means he's the head, he's the captain, he's the chief. That's important to know why he had his name, Reuben, right? That's what it means. He's the firstborn, he's the captain, he's the chief. Listen.
My might and the beginning of my strength.
The first of my benin.
The excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
He said hard to be endured, self-willed. And here you just told him he was the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. That's not what the Greeks recorded. You went from my sorrow, excelling in gifts, greater in command. He said you hard to be endured, hard and you self-willed, which makes sense. Let's see what he told him next.
Unstable as Maim, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy Abba bed, then defileth it when he went up to my couch.
So this is why we're looking at this. You hear what he told him he was going to do? He was insolent like water, burst not forth with violence, for thou wentest up to the bed of thy Abba, then thou defilest the couch, whereupon thou wentest up. This is why he started letting them know about their behavior. He found this to be a transgression for him. Now, as simple as it is, and the reason why we kind of went back and looked at it now is because a lot of times they'll try to get you convinced that the law was done away with. When Shaul came to let them know about their behavior and what they were doing about having his father's wife, it only was natural that they had to revert back to the law to find out where the transgression was at. That's why we went and he let them know it showed you was not stable when you did these actions. Okay? Didn't have self-control. He did his own will. And a lot of us fall in these same category. You might not sleep with your father's wife or whatever. He look at it's important for each to have control. Y'all got it. Even with Yahuwah, when he became angry with us, what did the book tell us he did? He wouldn't stir up all his wrath. Because the book said he did something. What was it? He's Zakar. You're exactly right. He remembered. He remembered that it was just like a wind. It just passed through. See, a lot of times we don't consider stuff like that. We'll act and we'll push all our might out on something, all our anger, indignation out on something. Don't realize you need to consider before you move. So here he let us know how important it was that he was unstable just like water. Okay? And then he let him know, look, you didn't have no self-control. All these things he brought up about him. We'll go back right quick over to 1 Corinthians. Matter of fact, before you get that, see if they're the 18th chapter of the book of Uyakra. They call it Leviticus. Uyakra. All right, listen.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the Banim of Yasharal, and say unto them, that I am Yahuwah your Elohim, after the doings of the Arats of Mizraim, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Hold on. We ain't got that part. Ain't moved yet. Y'all see whose Elohim was it? So it's important that you know that it connects to you. All right, go ahead.
After the doings of the Arats of Mizraim, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the Arats of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye halak in their ordinances. Ye shall do my mashpah, and keep mine ordinances, to halak therein. I am Yahuwah your Elohim. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my mashpah, which if a ish do, he shall kai in them. I am Yahuwah.
So what gave them life? Who? All right, the Torah, which they'll be. It was complicit to what they were doing. That's how they kept their life, by them obeying and following the rituals of the Torah. That's why he told you that if a man do them, he should even live in them. That's how you were living by it, because it prescribed to you behaviors. And once you broke those protocols of those behaviors, then you instituted move. And we learned that from whom? Adam. It's important to reference that. Don't let me just tell you something. Something got to regurgitate back in your minds to make sure what you're hearing is what it is. When they told us that if a man do it, he should even live in it, I'm like trying to feel. That's what he's going to live by. Y'all got it. Those words were what we live by. He gave us ordinances. They were always contingent upon if we didn't do them, it was moot. That's right. That's how we knew. That's how a man lived, by the debar. That each does not live by lakam alone, but by. That's how we obtain life. That's why this whole thing with salvation is not so far from us in understanding. Because it's basically doing the same thing we did with the Torah, by living by what he instructed. That's our salvation. When he gave us the Torah, he told you this was going to be your wisdom in the sight of all the goyim. This was going to define you. This is how people were going to know you and knew that Elohim was operating for you because you kept these standards and protocols. All right, let's see. Come on.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him.
Y'all hear what he told him? No man shall draw nigh to any of his near kindreds to uncover their nakedness. What did he tell you?
I am Yahuwah.
So you need to know who prescribed it. What else?
The nakedness of thy Abba, or the nakedness of thy Abba.
The nakedness of thy Abba?
Or the nakedness of thy aim.
What happened?
Shalt thou not uncover.
Why?
She is thy aim.
So that, okay, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Okay, you're saying, she is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Okay, come on.
The nakedness of thy Abba, Ashah, shalt thou not uncover.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy, apostrophe S, ownership, his wife. It is thy father's
nakedness.
That's how strict, and that's how stringent with this was, that it became part of our Torah. Because of Reuben. Because of Ham. When he went into the tent of Noah and he uncovered him. He uncovered his father's nakedness, which would have been his mother, who would have been in the tent with him. He uncovered his father's nakedness. That was his mother. So this became such a thing for us. So when Shaul came to correct them in 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, it was because we had so much writing against it to let us know that you broke protocol, that this shouldn't have happened. And this is how important it is for us to go back over these things and understand when they're speaking, he's not just talking about something, it's all corresponding with what we were already taught. Okay? And then to further add insult to injury to tell you, the other nations don't even do it. When you were told this, you were told Mizraim did it.
Right.
You were told the Canaan them done it.
Right.
Now Shaul just told you, he said other goyim said this stuff don't even happen among them. So it was to our shame. Okay? We can go back over. Oh, let's get 9 since we're down. Listen.
The nakedness of thy sister,
Who is that?
the bath of thy Abba,
Yes.
or the bath of thy aim, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
She my stepsister. She ain't my sister by my mom and my daddy. He covered every end. See, all these things that people feel like, well, nobody needs. People know that. People don't know nothing till you teach them. Until it's taught and instructed to people, they don't know. We'll assume people know. But people don't know until you teach them. It was that important to set the protocol, to stand up. No, these things were going to differentiate us from everybody else. It's because of the fact we don't do them. It's because we teach our children how important these things don't happen among us. What else did he give us before we move back over?
The nakedness of thy being bath, or thy bath, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own
You
nakedness.
see that? He told the father about sleeping with his son's daughter. Or thy daughter's daughter. That nakedness thou shalt not uncover, because it is
Thine
that's
own
connected
nakedness.
to you. That's still a transgression. As simple as it might sound, people don't know it until you teach it. All right, listen.
The nakedness of thy Abba's Ashah, bath begotten of thy Abba, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Y'all heard that? See if that's Beth Shamuel 13:1. They call it second set. That's not the heat not on, is it? I hope that's just a song. The heat is on. Let it just be a song. Y'all didn't know I could sing like that. Oh, 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 oh. Who is that? That was you, Kevin. You need to stick that auto tune. Nemo. And the Val like that auto tune now. Baby. It's a lot of people out here. Hey, man. I don't want you to get to that point, because I don't drink and all. Boy, you need to smoke some weed. No good and well you ain't had no woman. When that man I seen one walk out and tell him, you know what, you a quiet boy. How many of y'all believe a woman walked up to him and tell him, you know what, you a quiet boy, I hate you. I think sometimes people be saying about their alter ego or stuff they were like. Do y'all believe that for real? You believe they walk up and be calling him quiet boy? You working at Rico? Was you out there? Hold on, did you work at Rico? I just asked you, did you work out there? Did you see them women? So what are you talking about? They're getting tight, kid. Let me get straight. You didn't work there, you ain't seen these women. Oh, they ain't have my down. Where your shirt? She was out there. Somebody else, who else worked at Rico out there? You remember women coming up calling him quiet boy? No. Hold on, you remember them telling, hold on, listen there. You should ain't coming saying, you so righteous. You so righteous till you no earthly good.
Never saw or heard it.
The man said he never seen it. He worked out. Kerry, you just defended like you heard it. How many of y'all thought Kerry heard it seen it? Look at these folk, Kerry. Oh, they called him quiet boy. They're getting worse and worse. Who said he can sing? Did you say why I think he can sing? He used to think he could sing. He's been on the song on the job. Yes, you remember that? Women calling him quiet boy, he was no earthly good because he was so righteous. Well, Kerry, he talking about, yeah, I believe it happened too. That probably alter ego probably told. That's all right. People saying about stuff. Y'all just saying the truth. I like that truth thing, man. I like that truth. Unless you tell us something. You mean that I wanted them to tell me that I was so righteous. I was so right. No, don't do that. That's important. Y'all, listen. The only way the man get his edification, man, it got to be the truth. Yeah, it got to be the truth. Somebody actually doing that for real. I mean, it sound good. Like, I'm Home Depot. I hit them up. What is Home Depot hit? But I mean, it's got to be a reason why he said it. Sometimes what'll happen, though, people, it be like, you know what they like, though? You know how to do it. I'm going to let y'all stop. Y'all kind of got a rap style. Y'all going to probably just start singing like Cicely Tyson or somebody. Because, you know, rapper make you lie. It do. It make you lie now. Because you got to find that net line. That net line a lie. But it be the best one fitted. It do. Man, them guys out there with gang bang, all that stuff, guys there, because they like, but the rhyme, it's some guy they can write. They ain't done it, but they can write about it. Like Ice Cube. Ice Cube ain't been no gang. Ice Cube went to private school. But he could write F the police, young nigga with a pager, slanging dope and all that. I'm a teenager. He could write. That man ain't been in nothing. His movies were hard, like Boys in the Hood. That man ain't done that stuff. Let's stop it. So these guys, sometimes it'll make you tell lies, and you'll be sounding good, but it don't be the truth. You know what I'm saying? When people start to break and dissect your stuff down, they'll see, well, okay, that's not the truth right there. You want to make sure your stuff. He'll get the more edification if it's a short, but it's right. Hey, think about it. Oh, this is 13, 12, 13. This is 15. I said 13. I know, look, I'm saying, what happened? 13. Yeah, all right. Let's see what happened right here. I pulled this because this came up. Let's see, listen.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the ben of Daud, had a fair Akut, whose Shem was Tamar. And Abner, the ben of Daud, Ahab her.
Y'all hear that? So it came to pass afterward that Daud's son had a sister, and she was very pretty. Let's see what happened.
And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his Akut Tamar, for she was a Bethula, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Okay.
But Amnon had a Reah, whose Shem was Yonadab, the ben of Shemiah, Daud's Ak, and Yonadab was a very subtle ish.
Very cunning man, very subtle. They put for subtle is not what you think Trevor when he was wise. Listen.
And he said unto him,
what did he tell him?
Why art thou, being the Malak ben, lean from Yum to Yum? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I'll have Tamar, my Ak, Absalom's Akut. And Yonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick. And when thy Abba cometh to see thee, say unto him, I applaud thee, let my Akut Tamar come, and give me meat, and dress the meat in my that I may see it, and eat it at her hand.
Before my eyes I may see and eat it at her hands. Okay.
So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the Malak was come to see him, Amnon said unto the Malak, I applaud thee, let Tamar my Akut come, and make me a couple of cakes in my that I may eat it at her hand.
Okay.
Then Daud sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy Ak Amnon's bed, and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her Ak Amnon's bed, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his and did bake the cake.
Okay.
And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out all unashamed from me. And they went out every each from him.
All right, 10.
And Amnon said unto Tamar, Bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her Ak. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, Come lie with me, my Akut.
What happened?
And she answered him, Nay, my aunt,
No, my brother.
do
What
not
is-
force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Yasharal. Do not thou this folly.
Y'all see what happened? Where that come from? It came from Dinah. She was raped. Shook him, forced her, and he lay with him. And when her brother told him to lay with him, his aku, she clearly let him know, nay, my art. Such things shouldn't be done in Yasharal. She let him know it was folly. See, that's how important these people were strict is to holding to what the Torah says. Now, her ark on the other end, he looked at, he wanted to do the will of whatever his flesh was. He aroused and put himself into a situation that he was willing to break protocol and go against what the Torah had already taught. Let's see what it says. How many of y'all never read this? Oh, 2 people. Oh, everybody that's done read it? Oh, let's see.
Excuse me. And whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Yasharal. Now therefore I Palau thee, speak unto the Malak, for he will not withhold me from thee. Howbeit, he would not shama unto her voice, her call, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly,
Listen what happened.
so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the Ahab wherewith he had Ahab her. And Amnon said unto her, Cum, be gone.
Hold on. Pull me back down for what the Greek said. For the last one in the first. Okay. On the Greek, they said, and Ammon hated her with very great hatred, for he hated her, for the hatred with which he hated her was greater than the Ahab which he had and Ahabed her. For the last wickedness was greater than the first. And Ammon said to her, Cum, he told her, go. Y'all see what he told her? That the last wickedness was greater than the first one. He victimized her, he turned around and he hated them. They called both of these to be a problem. That's why when you start to proceed out, and the reason why we look this based off of just our understanding our Torah. See, a lot of time when you start out, it can start out one thing, but you can create other problems that'll be associated with it. That's why it's so important that when you're going through, you consider before you make a situation. A lot of times people look at it be one issue, but you'll wind up arousing yourself and getting into more than one. Even with Daoud. Daoud only wanted to lay with Bathsheba. Just call her in, he seen her naked. But it went on from that to what? She became pregnant till kill her husband. So see what we start to learn with Qatar, don't get in your mind it's just one thing. It ain't never one thing. One thing concludes to other things. That's why it's so important and imperative that we have a discipline, that we pay attention to the Torah, because this same Torah we live by is the same thing we're going to be judged by. So we already know before we come into judgment whether or not we're into condemnation. That's why it's important for us to pay attention and learn and understand protocol. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians right quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Okay. It's 5 and 1 again. All right, listen.
It is reported commonly that there is Zanuth among you, and such Zanuth as is not so much as Kara among the Goyim, that one should have his Abba Ashah.
Let's see what Zanuth is. And we'll look at that definition of fornication. You're probably looking at the immoral act. So it's Zanuth, adultery, whoredom, infidelity, idolatry. Zana. To commit adultery, to commit fornication, to commit rape, to commit idolatry. So it'll tell you because our people, were being regarded as the spouse of that fact or fiction? Fact. What you gonna use to verify that? Who? Amuth? Amus? Yeah. I would use third chapter, Yahusha. What you using Amus? In the second chapter. 3 and 1. He using Amus 3 and 1.
3 and 2.
How many of y'all don't know what he's talking about? Okay. How many of y'all don't know what he was talking about? He said Yahusha. All right, that's 2 things I got to do. All right, Yahusha, we'll look at 3 and 1. Then we'll look at Amus 3 and 1. Based off of Zanu, because you didn't know what your relationship is, what your relationship is. Jeremiah, they'll call it 3 and 1. Then Amos, they'll call it 3 and 1. All right. Listen.
They say, if a ish put away his ashah,
Y'all hear what he's saying? That if a man put away his wife
and she go from him
and she leave,
and become another ish, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that arise be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the zana with many lovers, yet return again to me, said Yahuwah.
Well, here, listen what he's using. In this, what he's describing here, he's telling her about being the prostitute and the lover. He's talking about her whoring with the shepherds. Yet return again to me, and has returned to me, saith Yahuwah. Let's see what happens.
Lift up thine own unto the high Malchum, and see where thou hast not been lean with. In the Darak hast thou sat for them as the Arabian in Bamabar, and thou hast polluted the Arats with thy whoredoms and with thy Rosha.
Okay.
Therefore, the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain. And thou hast a whore's forehead, and thou refusest to be ashamed.
Hold on about that. What different? Therefore, the showers have been withholden. The showers have been withholden. There was no late word rain. And thou didst retain many shepherds, roines, plural for shepherd, ra'ah, for a stumbling block to thyself. Thou hast a whore's forehead. Thou didst become shameless toward all. That's what it said. Cool.
Wilt thou not from this time, Sa'ak unto me, Abi, thou art the guide of my youth.
Hold on for a second. This time cry unto me, my Abba, which be Abinu. Thou art the guide of my youth. Hast thou not called me as it were a home, and the father and guide of thy virgin time? Let's see what happened in verse 5.
Will he reserve his anger, Olam? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, thou hast spoken and done Rosha things as thou couldest.
And had the authority to do it. Go ahead.
Yahuwah said also unto me in the Yamin of Josiah, the Malak, hast thou seen that which backsliding Yasharal had done? She is gone up upon every Rosh Har, and under every green ox, and there hath played the Zanah. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not, and her treacherous Akut, Yehuda, saw it. And I saw, when for all the causes whereby backsliding Yasharal committed Zanut, I had put her away, and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous Akut, Yehuda, Yara not, but went and played the Zanah also.
I can't see the bottom of 8 over here. You can pull it up some. And that in 8, when our son committed, okay, Zanu. Come on.
And it came to pass through the lightness of her Zanut that she defiled the Arats and committed Zanut with stones and with stocks.
Okay. Go ahead.
And yet, for all this, her treacherous Akut Yehuda had not turned unto me with her whole law, but feignly, said Yahuwah.
Falsely. Go ahead.
And Yahuwah said unto me, the backsliding Yasharal had justified herself more than treacherous Yehuda.
Come on.
Go and proclaim these Dabarim toward the north, and say, return, thou backsliding Yasharal, said Yahuwah, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am Rekam, said Yahuwah, and I will not keep anger olam.
Who told us that? Y'all agree or disagree? Agree with Jahil or disagree with him? Let me tell you something. What we were just reading, I know y'all trying to figure this whole thing out, but what we're trying to look at are the acts and the things that put us in the condemnation, okay? There were physical acts that happened when we started reading in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, but we moved over into the Ruach and into a spiritual act these people committed. He called this adultery. It was the same equivalent of adultery that if a woman went and laid with another man, he counted and told her to put a bill of divorcement. If he saw he didn't want to keep her, he could put her away, and he could get rid of her, and he could get him another wife. But for Yehuda, he didn't take nobody else. Yehuda, he separated the people from them, and he took them for himself. He said, well, all this, he said, even her Kuth, Yehuda, she didn't even consider. So that's why it's so important we go back and we take the foundation, the fundamentals of whatever was written aforetime or written for our learning, that we through patience and the cum of the writings might have tickled. So we start to go back to read, to look at what happened when people saw this act and they didn't do it. Now he said they were more justified. He said the acts of Yehuda, because she didn't turn and she became worse. So he said, you just justified Yasharal. You don't realize how we justify the other nations. Look at what Shaul just told you. He said, for such things you named among them. So we came in and we started to justify the other nation because of our behavior. So it's very important that we understand what it is we do and how we got to stay in contrast with how we got to hold to a standard. A lot of people don't look at it. A lot of times people are hold of fame. I ain't never slept with nobody, so I hadn't done that. But anytime you giving yourself over to other things different than what Elohim had told you, you commit an adultery that's stronger than a physical adultery. It's just as worse. A lot of times we'll look, well, I never cheated my spouse. You cheated on Elohim. You cheated on your spouse. You defrauded your spouse because you're actually married to him. That's right. And that's when he came back to let him know. He said, now she's returned back to me. And yet I'm trying to tell her what the law was. The Torah was you couldn't come back. Should not the land be greatly polluted for this? But he was willing to take her back instead of. He already put some things in place to be able to recover her. And I appreciate that fact. A lot of times you can start out with good intent. Your good intent ain't enough to keep you in line. It's good to know we following somebody that had another intent in place for us. But Musha would have wanted to let us know that he was full of recon. That was something we could go back to. See, you have to be able to regurgitate the bar back up. You got to be able to use things that put you back in place where you can say, I know he'll forgive me. That's what he asked. Will he be angry forever? That's a key point. Some people hold their anger to the end. But for Yasharal, he couldn't do it. That's what the book said. In his anger, he couldn't stir it all up. He could be angry because Musha let us know. He told her. He said, I'm full of recon. What you got? See if that's 22, 20. Ooh, Allah Shamut 20. 20, say that 20 and 12. Let's say that one. Might be up a little bit. They call the Exodus, ooh. All, I don't know, I'm putting 10, might be. Cut it off from a little bit, just. Appreciate it. All right, go back up. 10, 9, let me say, okay. Well, what was that? No. Come back down. What was that? 8? You're reading more than one book. Okay. 10. I'll put. It's 6. Go up to 6. Okay. We'll do 5. That's what he told us. Listen.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor
So give me
serve
4.
them.
I'm sorry, give me 4. All right, come on.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in Shamayim above, or that is in the Arats beneath, or that is in the Mayim under the Arats.
What would be the purpose of them making it? To serve. For us, it would be shakah, where they'll put to worship. Shakah. All right? And you'll look at adoring. For us, we look at adoring something. And that's what he look at why they'll make it, because they adore it. Because they have an affection for it, they'll give it. He said, that's what you're supposed to give to me. That's why he appeared to us. He didn't show us any of these things. So we wouldn't get crossed up and we wouldn't mix them in. He didn't want us to get into kind of some wrong conclusion. He always wanted us to be attached to his word. That's why he said in the day when I appeared, you didn't see no shape. You saw no form. Only you heard a word. So he was already instilling us the importance of the word is how we exist. Just like when he came in, he made creation. Nobody ever saw him inside the rocks. Things just existed by what he said. And they held the protocols. So we understood how important it was for us to take the word at more value than just a physical appearance. But these people, as we do, we'll take something and we'll make it and attach it to him or call it him, and then we'll get pulled aside. Thou shalt not make to thyself any idols or nor likeness of anything whatsoever things are in the Shamayim above or whatsoever are in the Arats beneath, and whatsoever are in the waters, which are the Mayim under the Arats, or probably under the Alon, because it's saying earth. Let's see the next one. Listen.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor shakah them, for I, Yahuwah, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim.
Tell them what I do.
Visiting the Avon of the Abbath,
which is recompensing the kataim of the Abbath
upon the Banim,
upon the children,
unto the third and fourth Tuledath of them
who?
that hate me.
See that? That's the key right here. The only reason why you will go and you'll make these things is because you hate him. You have a hate. You have a dislike against Elohim. That's why you do it. Anytime you go and you create any of these behaviors you've been told not to do, it's strictly because you hate him. But listen what he told us.
Ensuing Rakam unto thousands of them that ahob me, and keep my commandments.
That's how we was able to get back with him. That's how we was able to return back to him. He put it, he said, he got to show it to him. If I turn back and I keep his Amar, then he got to show me that recon. He's got to recompense me for my behavior, and now he got to look at, but I return. So how much of his anger can he stir up? All of it? Can he be angry with me forever? No, because he lets me know how to get back in his favor by me turning and keeping all of his Amar. He said, then I got to show you recon. Y'all got it. That's how we establish to get ourselves back in what they call, quote unquote, the good graces of Elohim. See, we all know how to transgress. Sometimes we just didn't count up the cost to realize how far it'll put you away in your transgression. Now we're trying to learn how to come back and how to recover. That's one of the biggest things you got to do, how to recover. It is a lot of times they tell people 6 to 8 weeks, they back up in 2 weeks gone. You don't know how to recover. And because you didn't get the proper healing, you subject to what? Suffer later on from it. Isn't that right? It's a healing process, a recovering process, and that's what we're trying to comprehend now. What's the recovery process? We've done the damage. So when you start looking at, he told these people they had committed adultery and what the tourists say about not taking them back. But he also came back and let me know, and I'm bestowing recalm on them that
me.
to thousands of them, and on them that keep my. That's what he want to do. And Yahusha told you that if you're a harbin, so what was he going to do? I'm going to show recalm on you. Instead, you had to get a recompense. I'm going to give you recovery. I'm going to give you healing. Hello? We were already told about it. Let's see if that, pick me up and see if that's the 4th chapter of the book of Malachi. They call it Malachi. Let me tell you something, what people don't know. How to recover. Listen.
For behold,
4th chapter, they call the book of Malachi. That's what he told you. For behold,
the yom cometh.
You said the days, y'all mean coming?
The yom cometh.
So it's not going to be no days where it's going to be burning. It's going to be a day that it's going to burn. It's not going to be plural. There's going to be one day that it's going to burn. Mm-hmm. So he told us that a day was coming. Tell them what the day is equivalent to.
That shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do Rosha shall be stubble, and the yom that cometh shall burn them up.
Well, here he said the aliens. Here they said the wicked, they do the proud, but here they told us that all the aliens and all that do Rosha shall be the stubble. So now he went there. You know how many of y'all know, how many of y'all done opened up an oven and felt that heat when it come out? It just basically just traps it in, doesn't it? He said that's how it's going to be when it comes. Just like it was in Sodom and Gomorrah. It just trapped them in like an oven. It stayed right there and it consumed. It consumed all the people in it. He said that day, it's a day coming in which it's going to burn like an oven. And all these aliens and all these people, they're going to sit around there and do Rosha. They're going to burn. They're going to be like stubble. Now, what we're going to use for that? The harvest. After we take off, once they take the crops up, they'll burn the rest of it. You take it, you know how you do it. You take it and you just pile it all on top of each other and burn it up. He said that's the day that's coming. So this is giving us an opportunity to try to look. Let's tell her what he's going to do. Listen.
And the yom that cometh shall burn them up, said Yahuwah of Sabaoth, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
That's going to burn deep. The roots are under the ground. Let's see what he told her.
But unto you that Yahweh shall the Shamash of Sadiq come with healing in his wings.
That's important for us. That's why he had his arms stretched out. That's why he had his arms stretched out. That's what they do in basketball. They'll tell you, you know what they measure that? Your wingspan.
Wingspan, yes, sir.
They had him on the 2. That's why he told us. That's where he was sitting there. We were looking for him. For the one that was a resemblance to the sun. Because he was going to be a light to the Goyim, to the Gentiles. So everything had an equivalent for us to look at. Zarok actually refers more over to the sun. It actually referred more to the sun rising. So that's what we were looking for. He said, but to you that Yahweh Hashem fear his name, shall the son, you know, of course we know the being of Sadiq, righteousness arise, and healing shall be in his wings. Now, what you didn't pay attention to, he told you how to avoid it after he told you what was happening. If it's a day coming, it's going to burn like an oven. An oven traps heat. And it's going to burn up all the aliens and all the proud. All these people are going to be stubborn. They're going to burn. He's going to consume them with fire. That's what's going to happen in that day. I'm telling you what's going to happen at the end. But I'm letting you know that those that Yahweh Hashem, that fear Hashem, how you hear his name. Somebody say Yahusha. No. When his name was proclaimed to us concerning something be done, thus say Yahuwah. Thou shalt go out, thou shalt do, and thou shalt keep. The fear of his Shem is that I do it because his name is attached to his word. See, people start talking about, oh, I fear when somebody say that name, I start shaking in my pants. That's not what he's talking about. The people that's why whenever the Nabim would come, they would always say, thus say Yahuwah. So those that fear his name fear what was going to happen if you didn't do it. Y'all, you understand it? So now he's telling us how to avoid. There's no plane, there's no way to get out of here. You ain't gonna dig like these white people, they going digging all these little sacred caves they're gonna be in. He said they're gonna burn the root and the branch. I'm gonna go all the way down till I consume these people. So now all these things are important for us to start to consider. How do we make our escape? Is it going to be in Jerusalem? Is it going to be in other parts in the horns of Africa? Is it going to Europe? No, it's by us complying with what he commanded us to do. That's how we're going to escape it. Y'all got it? So now we're looking at who's going to be the person to help us to escape. We're looking for the Shamash or the being to come. That's who gave us our healing. We were sick. We were told by Yahusha we didn't have no healing medicine. Then who was going to heal us? Huh? That's what we were told. When it came down to it in the book of Yahusha, he told us that he was going to heal us. He had torn us, but he was going to put us back together. He had stricken us, but he was going to heal us. See, a lot of times y'all don't look at how important it was for his coming. There were a lot of things that we had been told that we were waiting on concerning him being a healer. Let's see what happened right quick. Let's see if that's 103rd Tahalim. Let's see, that's what I want. 103 Tahalim, they'll call it Psalms. What is it? Was it? You said I was looking it up before? Oh, that's in the 70. That's the 77th chapter, book of Tahalim. 103. What'd you say? I just said 103. What group you in so I can get them? We ain't even done it yet. Take it. What group that is? Group 2? Do a minus 1,000 points on group 2. We're not gonna have that fight. And they can come out that hole, they're a good one. All right, Tahalim. Now that's good too though, Basa. Tahalim. We'll do one and just read down. Let's see what it's saying. Listen.
Barak Yahuwah, O my Nafash, and all that is within me. Barak his Kodashim.
How important that is to us? Hello? That's right, with everything. That makes sense. See, a lot of times, this is what we do. People don't realize. People will say, you know, even though they might do wrong on the outward appearance, they know in their heart how they feel about it. They don't realize everything he had us to do was a demonstration on both ends. It wasn't just an inwardly part. It had to show your outward part. What people try to use, like they quote unquote, where they use the terminology of faith, that we know it's amanah, something we build on something solid. And people don't realize that your amanah can be seen. It manifested in what you do. That's how it's showing in your works. So now we learn, people say it's not a works. It's not a works to the degree that nothing we can do of our own selves. Everything we do now is of Elohim. Those are the works of Elohim, but they have to be demonstrated by us. That's a show of whether or not of what you are mine. Just like when Yahuwah would mark them to do something, he told them it would show whether or not they harbored him. When I give you this amar and tell you to do it, this is proof that you are hard me. Y'all got it? So that means you will have to portray the act. Or whatever the act is. I tell you, slay your child. This shows me whether or not you will harm me through your obedience. You say, well, I mean, give me something else to do. She don't harm me. She don't harm me because I gave you something to do. I want to make sure that there was no greater harm for your son, your daughter, your husband, your mother, your father than me. That's the whole thing. A lot of times people try to rationalize, why would he ask me to do it? Because I'm trying to see and show you whether or not you will harm me. It's stupid for people to sit around and believe you don't have an act of something you have to perform to show him. Why would he tell Abraham to leave his father in them house? Because it was a demonstration that you could bedaul yourself from your own father, from your own family, from everything you know, and move into a land that you didn't know. You have that much confidence in me that you will do that. That you are mine, that I will do what I said I do, that I am an Elohim of my debar, of my word. But what happened a lot of times, we hadn't tried him to see him really at his word. We've only done things that have been convenient for us. Like even these things, we do things convenient. Very few of us will do things that's inconvenience to us. We'll make convenience to do this. Like when he came to cuff them and told them to follow me, I'll make you fishermen of unashamed. That was convenient? They need to go talk to somebody. Typically, we got to talk to somebody just at least out of respect. I just don't want to throw the people stuff down. They come back, they look and say, man, you left on bad terms. When the man said, follow me, they moved right then. That was a proof of whether or not they're harboring. The fact that I told you that you were doing something when I got you weren't like you weren't doing, you were doing something. And I gave you something to do and you complied with it. That means a lot, and that's what we need to be, because a lot of times, everything we do, we've learned now how to fix our life around certain stuff. We got our life fixed on Shabbat. People that already know Friday night, sunset. So we got an agreement with people. Now, when these things come like the muhar and other stuff, now you got to start figuring how to do. Then you got to rationalize what else and how you do it. You still got to look at things got to happen for you after. They're confident with when Yahuwah told them to do something, Yahuwah already had made provision for it. We have to be those people that are confident. If we're going to really grow into everybody coming into the knowledge of, everybody coming into possession of Ruach HaKodesh, we got to put more confidence in them. I appreciate the fact that he's giving us people and giving us opportunity where things work for us around it, but it's going to be some things that are going to break. It's going to put some ends with people. They be like, listen, I work with you on the Saturday thing now. There's other stuff now. I'm being with you. I can't do that. You got to realize I got to take a stance. Because if you believe that this attaches to your nafash, y'all got it. If you believe like, let me say, I guess the best teacher of it would be, to that bar sheet, see that 44-1. And before you get, yeah, let's get that bar sheet 44-1 they call it Genesis. Then I want you to, sheet. Y'all can cut the air down some. I don't want to get sick. Hold on, because you on that vent. Marsha Lee Jarrett. Listen, let me run it down to you. I'm going to run it with a cadence that won't get old with you. Yeah, cut it down. I don't want them, cut it. I don't want nobody to get sick. 45-1. Go to 45. Oh, no. I'm sorry, go back to 44. 44, 17. Let me see that what I want. 44, hold on, 17. Okay. Well, we're starting 17, 16, yeah. 44, 17. That'd be fine. Come on, get to a point. All right, listen.
And he said, Elohim forbid that I should do so, but the Ish in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my abode.
Hold what you got. Let's see what they asked him at 16. Let's see what the order was, rather. Listen.
And Yehuda said, what shall we say unto Ma'adan? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? Elohim hath found out the iniquity of thy Abadim. Behold, we are Ma'adan's Abadim, both we and he also with whom the cup is found.
Y'all see what they did? Now, they just went around, he just found a cup. He took his cup and had ordered one of his Abadim, his servant, to take the cup and place it in one of their bags. The rule was whoever was found with that cup was going to be his servant, be his Abadim. When they looked and they found out Benjamin had it in his bag, they realized at that point, this really affects all of us. And at this point, what we'll do, every one of us are complicit with this, and every one of us is going to be your Aberdeen. But Joseph just told him something at 17. Let's see what he told him.
And he said, Elohim forbid that I should do so, but the Ish in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my Aberdeen, my Abad. And as for you, get you up in shalom unto your Abba.
That's the same thing with Yahuwah. Some folks in here feel like, if it came down to it, he tried to send my wife or one of my kids here. I say, send me with them. I mean, he said, Elohim not doing that. The person that did the Qatar, that's where you're going to send. That's the same thing he did. See, Musha tried to do this. After the people had transgressed in the book of Allah Shamut, when they had made the golden calf, made the golden calf, the Bakar, then Musha asked Yahuwah to blot him out. Y'all remember that?
Yes, sir.
What did Yahuwah tell him? No. He said, the one that Qatar against me, that's who I'm going to blot out my book. See, all these premises came from him. He looked at, how am I going to blame you for what somebody else done? The person that did it, the person that's going to pay for it. Y'all got it?
Sure.
So the whole key cup here was whoever he found with his cup, he said that's going to be his Adin, his Aberdeen. Y'all see what happened? That's how Yahusha became a servant of Allah, a servant of Yahuwah. Did y'all know that? Yes, sir. If you read in the 26th chapter of the book of Matthew, the book tells you, and Yahushua took the cup. That's why he became an Aberdeen of Yahuwah. That's what he told you. He took the cup. And when he took it, he gave it to you. Huh? And that will make you become an Aberdeen. Because you took the cup. So a lot of times we take stuff, we don't really know what we're doing. That's why the book clearly let you know. And Yahushua, he took the cup. That's what this whole matter was about. Whoever took my cup, that's who's going to be my servant. Y'all got it? So when you took the cup, what did you just do? You became accessory, you became complicit, which means now you got to be his Aberdeen. Let's see what happened here. Come on.
Then Yehuda came near unto him and said, O my Adon,
Oh, sir.
let thy Abad, I applaud thee, speak a debar in my Adon's ears, and let not thine anger burn against thy Abad, for thou art even as Pharaoh.
He said, thou art next to Pharaoh. Come on.
My Adon asked his Aberdeen, saying, Have ye a Abba or a Ak? And we said unto my Adon, We have a Abba, an old Ish, and a Yali of his old age,
Yes.
a little one, and his Ak is moot, and he alone is left of his aim, and his Abba ahab him.
Listen.
And thou saidest unto thy Aberdeen, Bring him down unto me, that I may set mine own upon him. And we said unto my Adon, The lad cannot leave his Abba, for if he should leave his Abba,
Tell him what happened.
his Abba would moot.
Listen.
And thou saidest unto thy Aberdeen, Except your youngest Ak come down with you, ye shall see my Pani no more. And it came to pass, when we came up unto thy Abad, my Abba, we told him the Dabarim of my Adon.
Listen.
And our Abba said, Go again and buy us a little food. And we said, We cannot go down. If our youngest Ak be with us, then we will go down. For we may not see the Ish Pani, except our youngest Ak be with us. And thy Abad, my Abba, said unto us, Ye know that my Ashah bare me to Beni. And the one went out from me, and I said, Surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the Kabar.
Listen why.
Now therefore, when I come to thy Abad, my Abba, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his Kai is bound up in the lad's Kai.
That's what he wanted him to know. That if anything happened to him, that his life was attached to it. That's the same thing we have to start looking at our connection. he looked at, he had actually had integrated his life into the life of the being. That if that boy died, he died. Y'all know that? That his life was only in existence living because the boy was living. Do y'all know what was supposed to happen to us when Yahusha was on the tube? You were supposed to die. You were supposed to die. That's how he set it up. His life was so integrated and interweaved into the Son that if the Son died, he would surely die. And he was only living because of the life of the Son. You don't even understand. That's how you supposed to be living. Hello? Let's see how it works. Yahusha 3:16. They call it John. Listen.
For Elohim so ahab the Olam that he gave his only begotten being, that whosoever among in him should not perish, but have Olam Kai.
How are they supposed to get their life? From the Son. From their belief in the being. Yaakov had a belief in that being, the one that he had begotten in his old age, that his life was attached to him, and nothing was supposed to happen to him. And you know why a lot of things happen to us today? Come to find out, our uncle had made a deal that if anything happened to that boy, he had attached us to it too. We were responsible for that lad. We were responsible. Yehuda made the agreement. That's the only way Yaakov was going to let him go. See, there was a lot of things that were already made, already been put up beforehand concerning us. Even with Daud, after he had numbered the arm, after he had had shalom on every end, after Yahuwah came back and he had given him 3 choices of punishment. He could be hit with famine, or his enemy could pursue him for 3 years, or he could fall in the hands of Yahuwah. And he asked that he fall in the hands of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah let a pestilence come in and start destroying the people. And when Daud saw the Malachim with his arms stretched out, he asked Yahuwah to let it fall on him and his house. He said, what have these little sheep done? So that attached us that all this stuff started to fall on us. That was the agreement. To let it fall on him and on his back. Y'all like to holler about YG, what is it, YGDTD. Well, that's who Daud said let it fall on. And he told the Malachim to stay his hands. He already got somebody agreed, they'll let it fall on them. Hello? Yehuda. That's a lot coming. Everybody just want to holler, Yehudi gang, YG. Y'all better know what y'all talking about. There's a lot been put on us. So now we can look at what happened. For Elohim so ahab the alarm that he gave his only begotten being, that whosoever among in him should not perish, but have Olam Kai. Let's see what he did. For Elohim
Sent or shalak not his being into the Olam to condemn the Olam, but that the Olam through him might be saved.
So let me ask y'all a question. Let's do this. You're cold. Do y'all remember why them boys were going to Mizraim? So they can do what now? Yeah. It was so they can get food, so they could live. If they didn't get food, they were going to die. Perish. So you ain't going to believe what happened to Yaakov. He so ahab them and want them to live that he sent his only begotten being. And the only reason he sent him, so they wouldn't perish and that they could have a long Kai. Now, he didn't send Benjamin that they could be condemned. Because Yehuda clearly let him know that he would be tributary for him. If anything happened to him, which would actually send him up for condemnation, he said, I didn't send them that they might be condemned. but that the alarm through them might be Yahusha. See, the only way we understand what Yahushua done, we had to understand what Jacob did. Because he let you know, I'll harp this boy. Now ask yourself, how much I care about you that I sent somebody and he the only one I got and I love him strongly and dearly. And I sent him for you so you don't die. Now you could talk about how much he loved the men, but did we ever talk about how much he'll harp you? Think about that. Did they even consider how much he cared about them? Let them know. You know my Ashar, she gave me two. The one is surely dead, torn by some ravenous beast. This only other one I got, this last lad, if something happened to him, I surely move. But if you need him so y'all don't have to starve, you can have him. That don't tell you how much he'll harm you. See, we never even consider how much I got to care about you. They knew how. You hear Yahuda explain. He said, let me tell you something. He loved this boy. When I tell you, he really harps this boy him. If something happened to him, it'll kill him. You mean to tell me he was willing to die so you can live? He risked all that so you can live. Y'all got it? And so now we got to start learning how to do that. How to attach our life to somebody that got life. The Father lived through the Son. Y'all got it? We saw he lived through the Son. Now we see how we can live through him. We attach ourselves till we make sure that we're doing everything that we've been told to do in order to comply. And we walk in it. That shows our care for him, our heart for him, our affection for him. That's why it's important for us to know what he said, how he said it, what was the meaning of the statement, so we can walk in it. That's something we didn't have before. We just read it, just believed it, didn't understand it, still saved, couldn't be saved. You can't be saved when you don't have understanding. Y'all got it? Let's get that 101, Tahalim. What is it, 103? 103 and 1? We'll try to move forward. We'll just make sure we get understanding. All right, listen.
Barak Yahuwah, O my Nafash,
And what else?
and all that is within me.
What do we need to do?
Barak, his Kudashim.
That's what it said with everything that now he told me, Barak, I got to bestow a benefit to him. What's the benefit in it for him? We always ask about the benefit for us. He want to know what's the benefit in it for him on what you're doing. So we don't ever look at benefit in him, do we? He says a benefit when you dedicate your inward and your outward part. See, they didn't realize when we gave a sacrifice, what we just did, the skin? What were we sacrificing? So let me get this straight. So when he started talking about this inwardly, period, this inwardly working, we understood that from our sacrifice. We cut them. We had to take the heart, the liver, the kidney, the caul, the part above the liver. We took the hind parts. All this stuff we took. So we knew already about how presenting our body, our basar, that's the whole complete in its entirety. We will offer up when we were taking, we were burning. He said you had to do it with all the inward parts in it. So we understood from the sacrifice and how important it's about, how important it was that we would take these things and we would give the whole part of it. Not just a portion, the whole thing, a burnt offering. We would give the whole thing to him. Take the bullock, take his skin and his done, take everything with it, and I want you to burn it as a zabak to me. And then you look at, we would take a zabak, that means, you know, that does mean to slaughter. You ain't gonna believe it. The book said he was led as a sheep to the
Slaughter.
Wow. And the book, one writer declared, all the day long we were killed. We were being slaughtered. It was an example, everything in us. All this impertinence, all this entirety. So when we looked at what we gave to him, what he required, it made sense when you told me to present my body. Not just my skin, and keep my heart and keep my love, my affection for other things. No, I want you to present your body, a kayi sacrifice, zabak, a living sacrifice, kudash, and acceptable. Make it something that I like. Make it something I heart. Make it something that satisfies me. Y'all got it? And we will learn that from who? Asu. He told Yasakak, they call Isaac, to make me savory meat, such as I heart. Don't just cook me some. make what our heart, what I attach myself to. So when we look at these things, we understand the servitude we should give him. He don't just want you to come and just clap in my hand. He want me to do it in the way that he hard. He don't want me to just zamar, to sing. Do it the way I hard it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times y'all do stuff, you don't give it all you got, don't even do it. Mm-hmm. Because you got to do it such as he hard, but a lot of times we look at what people like. Mm-hmm. See, this is why we sit in stagnation when it comes down to people possessing the Ruach HaKodesh. Because we hadn't understood how important it is. That's everything in you. When they made a sight, it was everything. He said, even his dung, and one time when it came to Bakar, he said, even his dung, I want his total, entire, everything given up. Make me a burnt offering. Make me something I like. And a lot of times we don't look at it. We do it to our liking or our likening versus to what he required. That's when we look in the book of Micah. He asked her, what does Yahuwah require? Mm-hmm. And what he be satisfied? He said, but I've showed you.
Yes, sir.
I already showed you. Have it come.
Yes, sir.
Do what's right. And we sat around thinking about just bringing oil. He moved us from there. All those were premises. Those oils was aromas. So we understood when he said, somebody telling lies, man, it stinks bad in him. And we knew he don't like that. He doesn't like that. Somebody commit adultery, somebody, it's a stink in my nostril, because we knew we were oils we brought in. And we learned how to mix them, and these were oil we burned, and we knew he showed it, he would fill the house with smoke. His presence would come in, we would get something from it, a relief from him, and know that there was something that he hard. See, today people sit around and tell me, I'm doing stuff, I don't know whether Yahuwah pleased with it. I don't know how he can get y'all the writings. He gave Raha to try to teach us so you'll understand everything they learned was on a physical nature. Y'all got it. Now we learn how to move over to a ruach nature that they will call like a divine nature. Because now we've taken the writings and realized what was he satisfied with? Something with no defects, no faults in it. Y'all got it? We brought a bakar, or we brought a goat, or we brought a sheep. It couldn't have a defect, a lame leg. You know, right? It couldn't have a crooked spine. It couldn't have a flat nose. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have different spots or different sores or whatever. He said, I'm not satisfied with it. The same way you start looking at your behavior. You got to start examining before you bring it. Is there something Yahuwah will accept? Hello? Because then he told you when you do it, let's be honest, it's your reasonable service. You ain't even doing nothing extra when you do it. It's reasonable. It's logical. Based off of what we knew about him and what he will accept. Any evil favoriness? So let's go with, okay, it doesn't have a crooked spine, which is obvious. It doesn't have a sore or something open on it, or it doesn't have a leg that's shorter than the other, but it might have another type of attitude or something about it that might be a defect. He said any evil favoriness, which means we just don't examine the outward part of it. We try to really examine to make sure there's no other inwardly thing that could be a hindrance or a distraction that cause it to be something that he wouldn't accept. Because remember how he told you, how does he say he see? I look on the inward part. He said you get caught up on appearances. So first I had to give you what you know. These are obvious things you pick up with your eyes. Now let's move past that and start to detect other behavior that's on the inward part. It's like when you see a person acting out, a lot of times it's because of other things they've been associated with in their life. So now we start to look past the physical part, like what we get caught up in. I came in wearing short pants. Okay, the Arcoup don't wear pants, they curve their head. These outward appearances. You pantsed up in your heart, though. You ain't got no covering on your heart. You see what I'm saying? Now we got to start going inside now because it's other defect. These were the first we start looking. These are the physical, easy one to overcome. It was a wrestle channel with that. How hard do you think it is to get on the inward part? That stuff we don't tell nobody about. That stuff we hide back here, but it shows up in our behavior. And why we can't ever be compliant all the way completely, because we haven't been honest with ourselves. Hello? These are the parts he look at. That's why he told you I use a debar. This is the best surgical tool ever. It's quick and it's powerful. Sharper than any two-edged sword. Cut between the joint and the marrow. And I already knew what you were thinking. Huh? That's right. Neither is there any creature that's not naked in his For all things are open with him with whom we have to do. That's why I use the word, because the word will get in there, it'll find them little trigger points. It'll get them other parts, those hang-up parts we got. We had that little mom and grandma, we had that stuff. You say, well, I ain't no mom and grandma. I keep it to myself. It's showing your behavior, though. You don't realize it's a defect. He won't accept it. You know, you had it's just like when he told Yahusha call. I mean, your cause a call. He said they come under thee as the arm, and they sit before you just like my arm. They do what? They don't hear it? They hear it, but I told you they don't hear it. They don't hear it. You couldn't possibly hear it and not do it. I heard you, I just didn't do it. You couldn't have heard it. Because if you had actually heard it and shown it with the intent to do, you would have did it. See, what has happened in churches, religion, all of them, none excluded, including ours. People have become comfortable with not fully complying. People just do enough on the outward end, and it doesn't matter. When we don't realize it's important to listen to correct all these narratives in order to make sure we're right. It's good to deal with the stuff about us we don't like to deal with. You know, I'm good. I don't care if nobody else don't like it. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Somebody should. You should care. Because you're supposed to be all over. You're supposed to be light. Something that people can see, something that be manifest. Don't forget, we were made in the image of, we learned that image was what? A public display, appearance of him. And the only way to be public is for people to see you. Which means we need to become compliant with what he said so people could see him through us. Hello? Let me say. All he saw a harm their rights that he gave his only begotten being, that whosoever money him should not perish but have his everlasting, should have a long kai everlasting life. All he didn't send his being into the rights, to condemn the right, but that the rights through him, that's the door through. That's the entrance. That's why I tell you he was an entrance, the world through him. That means you got to come through it. That's the entrance. You got to come in order to be saved. Y'all got it. But you got to remember, there are certain things that got to meet protocol for you in order to enter it. You can't just come in. There's a certain protocol. Y'all got it? He gives an allowance to certain people to be able to come in. We're looking at the Rosh Kohan. We got to look at what kind of behavior we got to demonstrate our dress and what kind of mind. Y'all know what kind of, this man was a man that carried burdens. He had weights on him, breastplate, all this stuff this man wore, he had to bring in. He had to carry that, understand what Yahusha was going to carry when he came to him. Just in order so he can appear before Yahuwah. Guess for what? For unashamed. See, a lot of time how we looked at him, we just looked at just a man. We didn't look at somebody doing the office. So when you look at the Kohan, he couldn't attach himself to all that stuff. We can run out the we go and do. He couldn't attach himself to all that stuff. Because he had to give himself to the service. See, now the more we start to learn, and now he started telling us about how we going to be, he made us Kohan and Malakim, emperors, rulers. Don't y'all know when you start dealing with that position, it's a lot of stuff that you can't go after, you can't do. So it started positioning us to realize, that's all right, man, that's neat, man, I be a Kohan, I can come before Yahuwah. I can't own nothing. I can't have nothing. I got to be able to continually make sure I keep a certain behavior. So we saw that, because you know what they had to make sure? They had to always make sure the lamps were continually burning. That wasn't the job of the people. That was his job, to make sure that lamp was continually burning. You didn't believe what Yahusha told you, let your light so shine. Whose responsibility was that? That's a Kohan responsibility. So you were already being nourished up in. That you were going to have, you were finna give a service. That you were going to continually keep the lamps burning. They done it before they went out. Because the Kohans had went away. You know when Nahum y'all came back and when he put the wall back, he started to put everything back together. He realized something. These Kohans, they got to be back in position. They had left the work, or they had gone in the fields. The people weren't doing what they were supposed to do. They let them, well, I got to get here and take care of myself. It ain't working. And everybody left. He realized, I got to set everybody back in order. That's the same thing that Shaul told Titus. To Titus, my own being, after the coming Amanah. Khan, Shalom, from Elohim to Abba. And for this cause have I left thee in Crete, that thou should, the things, that's right, it's the thing that was lacking. That was the whole purpose of what Nahum y'all came. He saw what they were lacking. Therefore, they hadn't been keeping some of the muhads. He realized, man, there was a lot of stuff had gotten. Don't y'all know we come together, we're trying to fix all this stuff that's gotten on. Because y'all really want to possess the Ruach HaKodesh, you got to understand the mindset you got to have. When the man told you to let this be well, which will also, it's tight. Do you know what kind of mind he had? He made sure he had a mind he didn't take nothing from Elohim. He said that would be robbery. That would be robbery to take something from him. And made himself, other people started talking about him. Y'all got it? Other people were talking about him. And you ain't believe what form he took on. Say he took the cup. He took the cup. The book say he made himself a servant. He had to take the cup, just like you had to. Hello? That's why he gave it to you. You took the cup. Just like you learned what was going to happen in Mizraim, they're going to be his Abadim, then you understand that you're going to have to be Abadim to Yahuwah. That means you have to get servitude lifestyle too. You're going to have to change some things. You're going to have to consider that your life when you're on, just like the Kohan, his life when it's on no more. This man, the only one he said could come before me. So that man had to keep himself in a behavior because, listen, you constantly had to come and appear in that man's presence. Now, we're going to have to go and appear in this man's presence. Doesn't it make sense that we start to put things in operation? We got to start conditioning ourselves to be able to appear before him. Let me tell you what they do. If y'all went to England and you did take a job working for the Queen England, don't you know they would teach you protocol and how you serve, how you address, how you dress, what you do and what you don't do? You'll go through that and practice that before you think they're going to teach you on-the-job training? Wait till you get in front of her, you done touched her? You done dropped something over on her and burn this lady? No. They're going to teach you before you get there. And only until you show that you understand and you know how to walk in and you understand the importance of what you're doing, then and only then will you be able to appear and do it. That's the same thing we're looking to do with Yahusha. We're learning now how to walk and become operational. Hello? If you did be risen with the Mashiach, what were you told to do? Seek those things which are above. If you don't rose with him, what didn't happen before that? What is death, beginning or end? That's what he told you. If you did be risen with him. That's what he told you, seek those things which are above. That means I don't move from this world. I'm already translating in my mind to things that are on a higher level. If I've been risen with him, only way I could have been risen with him, my life had to be tied into the Son. How could I be risen with him unless my life was tied into him? I guess this I'm trying to get to understand. We have to get to a mindset behavior that our life is complicit, tied in, wrapped in, couldn't be unraveled with him. Y'all understand that? That everything is predicated on him. That's why the people were sad when they found out he had moved and they thought he hadn't gotten up. Because their whole confidence was in him. If he hadn't done it, they looked at everything as useless. We're done. Their affection was on him. So you were told to seek those things which are above. Well, the Mashiach said it. That's where I want to be. He said, because where I am. So now we don't really set our affections on that stuff. Be honest. How many of us really honestly put your affections on that? We don't. Listen, because we got so much natural stuff overwhelming us, whether it's our marriage, whether it's our kids, whether our health, whether it's us, whether it's our ambition, whether it's trying to get somewhere or trying to buy a home, trying to get another car. I'm just trying to make bills, make ends meet. Till it got us so unraveled that we so raveled into it that honestly just keeping our minds on being there. You know how he did that? He owned nothing. Come on, we ain't there yet. We not there. I'm not teaching there's no kata to own that. Please don't go tell that lie. But do y'all understand when he came here, the man came here owning nothing? How you think he was going to do it? You know how many people came before him were rich? They fell. Shalom. Solomon was one of the richest mullahs ever. And what happened? Fell. Daoud was rich. What happened to him? Wow. Look like I come through, I'm probably do better not owning nothing. He had to look at position and say, because he looked at his relationship with Yahuwah was greater than having things. If something's going to prove, Shaul would quote this, wrote this, stated this. I am persuaded nothing shall separate me. That's why I didn't have a wife. A lot of times it's good to, let me say this, I'm not teaching people not to get married. No, don't. But I'm just telling you, for some people, you just got to start learning what fits you. That being honest, some people got to look at what fit them. Some people can do with a wife and still be able to keep the protocol that she doesn't wait on me to where that breaks me or make me break ranks for what I need to do. But for some people, it's just good not to. It's just good not to. But that's something people got to pick. Now, some of you know, please look at me. You think I need to be married? No, just because you're that stupid you ask. This is something you choose for yourself. Please don't come. That's not my job to tell you whether or not you shouldn't be married, you should be single. I can do that now, but I'm just saying, you just really need to look at, some people love hard. He loved so hard, everything, he just loved too hard. You gotta have reserves. You know what, you gotta have reserve. Just like when you put in your gas in your tank, it's a reserve now, because you know what they already speculate? You can run out. You can run out, and you're gonna need to have some of that tank, at least to try to help you get to somewhere else. So you gotta do that. You gotta have reserves. Because you'll wrap yourself too hard in a person, into a thing, or idea, or situation, you can't even be saved. There's something everybody need to consider, honestly. I know, I might not, but you need to really think about that. How far you're into a situation, because it can play a part on whether or not you can be saved. Because the hardest thing is trying to pull somebody back out when they're in too deep. That's the hardest part, because you're in too deep. You can't. I'm too far committed, and I don't want folks laughing at me. I don't want to look like a fool, so I'm going to make this work, even though it ain't working. It don't make sense. I'm going to just keep pushing, and I'm going to believe God. I mean, not God, you know. I know, you meant God. Because a lot of us, pride, and it'll come just before a fall. Pride will make you fall. It being able to have that mindset to where, I tell you what I do. I can only love my family to a degree because of the job. I can only go so far. It's just basically how it is. I can't give them all my love. I just can't do it, you know. I ain't rationalizing it. I ain't trying to figure it out. I just know I can't. I just know it's a degree on how far I can go with them and what I can do. Wife, kids, grandkids, whole nine. It's only for fun. Because I have to be ready for, if you decide this ain't what you want to do, and I can't let you take my heart, man, and drag my love all up this street and make these turns and all, and I'm restless so, and I can't rest, and I'm so grieved, and I'm so sick till I get you back, and man, that thing weighing on me so much, man, and then I'm asking him, listen, if you bring him back, I'll do anything, and all he looking at is, you should have been doing what I told you anyway. So I take your kid away or your wife away, now you'll do anything I told you to do. Why wouldn't you do that before? That means that your heart is, see, I can't give you but so much. I can't do it. Like, because of this offer, this job, y'all play such a heavy part, he just ain't gonna let me do that. That's not gonna work for him. Like, some people can do it and make it, in their mind they making it. You really ain't making it. He can't use you. It's all about this. Yahusha understood his servitude. He understood the Abba Hab. He told you, he said the Abba Ahab to be in. He said to show you and prove you, he showed me whatsoever he do. He said whatever the Abba do, he let me see it. How many of y'all, Elohim show y'all whatever he do? How many of y'all he hadn't showed it to you, everything he do? You know why? Because he on a hobby like that. He took one person and he demonstrated, I'm going to show you more favor than anybody else I got. And everybody around him knows that. Do we all agree that nobody had more favor than him? That's how much he'll harm him. Then he took him and said, now I'm going to kill you because I harmed them. And much of these people look at how much I harm you and everything I showed you. I never changed for how much I harmed them. I only set you up and showed them and let them saw how much I harmed you. It's known. Everybody in Shamin know it. And how they knew it when they came in, soon as they get down. Should call him. Adore him. Everybody fought out, not me, him. When you do it to him, that's to me. They're like, well, I'll harm you. Then I'll harm him. Then prostrate yourself before him. Then serve him. You like me, you'll call my name. Yep, call his. Call his name. That's going to get honor to me. Because I put him up for that. I set him up for you. That's what the Kohan was made for. He was for the arm. He had to be somebody that he had to be able to feel the infirmity, because he himself also was compassed about with weaknesses too. So he would be the best person to understand when somebody say, I messed up. I fell short. He would have to consider himself. Then he had to be somebody that walked in the con that they call the graces of, that he knew how to come back and give him exactly what he required to try to get you back restored with him, so he can give you recall. It was that important that we saw everything he did and realized I did all this to show you how much I harbored, but then to show you really it was you I harbored more than anything. Because the only reason I made it, the only way I fixed this thing that way was for you. That was the whole purpose he was made for. He was made for the slaughter. Didn't y'all know that? He didn't come here to stay and live forever. He only came here to give his life for a ransom. Come on, man. Yeah, man, I love my money. Man, every dime I got of it. But somehow they got one of my kids, they want $1 million. I'm going to take that money I love, I'm going to give it up for one of them. You know why? Because I love them more than I do that $1 million. He just wanted to show he was just a ransom. He was for the recovery of us. But if he didn't show us his affection for it, then we'll feel like it was just anybody could have done it. It was any old thing could have been used. No, it was one in particular. And the fact that he would have been because he honored the Abba. See, you don't have that now where kids understand how important it is for y'all to honor your Abba and your aim. That's the first commandment. He said got a promise to it, that it'll go well with you. That's why with Yahusha, things went well for him. Isn't that right? And you were able to live long. Isn't that right? It gives you longevity in doing. These kids know that your life attached to it. Just like the father, his life was attached to the son, your life attached to your mother and your father. He said, so you'll live long. He'll cut your days short. A lot of times y'all be the way I be doing this, and I don't be doing it, Tim, and I be getting back with him. You shouldn't. You cutting your days short. You know that? You cutting your days short. I remember when I was smoking, you tell me every cigarette you smoke takes 7 days off your life. Man, I was doing a pack and a half, 2 packs a day. I've been way older than what I am now if I'd have never started smoking. Yeah, I'd probably be about 115. I smoked them cigarette pack and a half a day, 2 packs like that, start coming out, and you ain't gonna believe it. If it's true because of the damage they said 1 cigarette doing, I was doing a pack, 2 packs a day sometimes, I lost a lot of life, and I'll never get it back. So when y'all kids, you can go and repent, but once you done ran your mouth and you done win again, the Torah got to come get you. You done cut some days off you can't get back. That's the Torah. He can't back it up. Isn't that right? He can't go back on it. That's how important it is for everybody to understand that process. Everything that you're trying to obtain for as salvation, you can only get it if you comply with the whole thing. You can't get bits and pieces and parts. You got to comply with the whole thing. You're going to be saved. And if this is something y'all really want to do, you need to consider how far are you willing to go? How much of your law have you given over to your husband, to your wife, to your kids, to your mother, to your father, to your family? A lot of y'all have. I watch it. I just let you keep going. I swear you're going to do it anyway. But you don't realize it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. That's why he challenged Abraham. He only want him to sacrifice the one he harbored. He even had him to put Asu out. I'm sorry, Ishmael. Had to put him out. You know, he ain't had no faith. Like, man, I've been ready to get rid of him. You remember he said I ain't ready to get rid of him? What happened? He knew it when he asked him. I know it's going to be tight on him. I know it hurt him. He knew the wife talking about doing that. All he ain't come in and told him. And then, man, got to tell you, don't let that thing get you all tore up now. What she told you to do it. You had to suck it up. Get over it and do what you were told to do. What kind of person you got to be in adjusting yourself? See, a lot of us in here, I told y'all before, I know y'all tired, but just understand that. You have to keep your mind and keep your life where you always willing to adjust. And the average person here and there are not. Y'all too wrapped into, y'all too so over the born. And when the crash comes, that's where you're going to find yourself hurt at. You just can't put yourself in so far. I ain't tell you not to harbor, but everybody need to have a heart with a line to it. That's just, man, ain't got to be a line drawn. If anything, what do they turn? That man clearly asked y'all, he said, listen, if the wife of your bosom, if your own ark, who just like your own flesh, if they come and entice you, what were you told to do? Don't conceal. Now, you know what they heard? Just don't go with them. Because they love so strong, I can't let them handle my brother. My whole family going to blame me for that. I'm just saying, we hear what we want to hear. Do you understand he told you couldn't conceal them? There's a lot of y'all here, I know y'all guilty. I know y'all guilty. And you know you guilty. You just saying, well, at least I ain't do it, though. You did do it. Because he not told you don't consent. He told you not to conceal them. He said they thought to get you out of the way. And you didn't realize, what you think I was going to do to you when I caught you out of the way? I was going to kill you. He said, you understand these people set you up to be killed? I was going to murder you when I caught you out of the way. That man told you, behold, I sent a Malachi to do what? Beware of him. For what? He will not, he has my Shem, authority. He will not pardon your transgression. Now, if you sit here and you comply with it, you let it happen, don't you know you complicit? You cover them up. And you know what they say? Yeah, I know y'all guilty. I know you guilty. He didn't have me say it for no reason. I know y'all guilty. I know your spouse done told you, do something different, go somewhere and do that, and you didn't. He said, don't conceal them. Guess what happened? Violation was right there. You know what we're saying? But I ain't go, though. But did I go? No. That's not what he told you. He said, don't conceal them. Because they thought to thrust you out of the way. They were going to get you out of the way. I just don't want nothing to happen to them. That's tight, ain't it? Why you think he did that? To prove whether or not you're a harbor. That's the only reason why. I just want to prove where you're. Let me ask this. Y'all do hand. How many of y'all been coerced, asked by a family member or by a spouse to try going somewhere else, looking somewhere else? Don't see your hand. Yeah. Did y'all bring them out to be known, to be seen? Did y'all bring them up so we can kill them? So you could thrust them and get them out of the way? Y'all know the tour, they were supposed to be killed for that. Because it was I-5. Only reason, so you know, it was I-5. This is what we don't realize how it gets. I was going to kill you. That's what he was saying. If you get out the way, I'm going to kill you. You understand that? So if someone tried to entice you to get off this way, I was going to kill you. That was their intent, to get you killed. I need to kill this person. And you know how we think? I feel somewhat the same way you do. Who want to see a family member, a spouse get killed? Who? Well, some of us, but that's different. Not me now. I know someone, they like, dependent preacher. The people like, I mean, the will of Yahuwah be done. No. But just to understand, it was to see whether or not. That's how you got to live your life, to where it could be your child, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your grandparents. He said, I'm trying to make sure you don't have an attachment to someone or something to where it's going to be a defect. And while you're saying, I didn't go, they still got your heart. Because you covered them. And then you just pray, maybe, I don't know, maybe Yahuwah doing something. He might be working with them. He might turn around some kind of way and say, no, you showed me enough with you. Because you concealed them. Hello? Do y'all need to look at it? Let's look at it and see. That's the 13th chapter of U'al Shemut. I mean, all our hot Davarim. Hanging up me. The song coming on. I'm going to get ready to let y'all, Yahuwah willing. I just want y'all to understand this. So people want to know where they at. Can they be saved? You tell me. Let's see what happened. Listen.
If there come among you a Nabi or a dreamer of Kalamuth, and giveth thee an ox or a wonder, and the ox or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them.
So that make a big difference. That's how important it was for you to know Yahuwah. So when people start calling you to go after something, first of all, you need to know the works of Yahuwah. That's why it makes sense for him to teach you. So when somebody say, let's go, I would already know the behavior of Yahuwah to know whether or not I should go, whether or not that's something he would tell me, whether or not that lines up in pattern of behavior. That's why with certain things we'll read, I ask you associating it with who, so you can start seeing patterns of behavior versus people just calling something, well, he many names. You'll get these religion play that stuff. We don't hold it. We don't subscribe to one because he many names, because all his attributes. And these people will get you off. We knew Yahuwah by Shem, the existing one. We knew him by behavior, whether or not the thing be something Yahuwah would tell us. How we would know it in the Bible.
If it came to pass.
When it came to pass what he told us. Now he just let us know if somebody jumped up and said it was Nabal and the thing came to pass, the wonder of the sign they showed us. Because there were going to be some people that are going to come and they're going to work some of these curious arts. And what you're going to tie up is that, well, they told me something that can't happen to pass. Who they serving?
Right.
What's the behavior pattern? All that's important, because y'all don't know why people thinking Yahuwah don't know when got something to tell you that coming to happen to work. There's when he told you it's spiritual wickedness in high places, do y'all know how far this stuff goes? I told y'all to watch a documentary I sent out. What was it? The Evil Eye for Eye? How many of y'all watched it? What was it called? They asked me, what was it called? Eye for Eye? Third Eye. I told y'all to look at Third Eye. Third Eye Spy. How many of y'all seen it? You saw what these people working with? These people working curious arts. Y'all really need to watch what is it crazy what you see these people do? Yes, listen, walk out of a room and these people, they can draw on paper where you at and what you're doing. 2 miles. These people draw stuff out underground. They had stuff inside fortresses, underground metal, inside a joker look right inside. He said, my mind, I go right inside it, I can see it. They had one joker, they showed him, said, what's inside the envelope? He said, if I want to know what's inside the envelope, I'll open and look at it. Give me something for real. They called that guy one of the best they ever had. That joker drew out everything they had around into a fountain and told him the water ain't running. Just so having a fountain wouldn't walk. Listen, this is why the people going, he's drawing everything out. Listen, these people drawing everything out they see. The exact thing. Some stuff they're drawing out hadn't happened yet. It happened a couple of days after. Y'all be surprised the curious art these people working. He told you, you wrestle against principality. You wrestle against spiritual weakness in high places. Your government, the police force use them. Mediums, psychics. Let me tell you something, man. When you start playing with minds and understanding mind, you're going to have to go back to the Greeks. You got to go to the Latins. This is the stuff these people do. They've always tried to figure out the mind and the working of the mind. Y'all got it? This is just something they practice. Anytime you deal with psychology, you're going to deal with philosophy. All this stuff is going to tie right in together. They're going to play with the mind. That's what they're going to do. And these people have been working and they learn how to channel the mind over into these behaviors. What they're doing ain't but channeling. These folks say unstudied. Listen, anybody can do it. You know who can't do it? Somebody that among Yahuwah. Listen, these curious arts are not new. In the 8th chapter of the book of Acts of the Charlotte King, Simon was a sorcerer, and he was broke. The man had much money he got these people. In the 16th chapter of the book of Acts of the Apostle Charlotte King, you'll find they had a woman there, and she brought her a dime, much gain. And that woman followed Shaul around. And you know, she told the people that these were Abadim of the Most High Elohim. And he said, that book said, and this did she many Yamin. And when he became grieved, he called that Ruach out of her. Because these people put themselves in the play. It ain't hard to do it. People are not playing with this stuff, Ouija board, all this stuff. And then you don't realize everybody played with it. When you don't obey what he told them, you chanting. You sorcery. You're a witch. You're a warlock. Anytime you ain't complying with what he told you. People look at, man, hold on, can't be playing with that stuff. Man, I'm going to get away with it. Talking about Tony don't be obeying. Man, give me that, let's do it together. Because you see how we look at it. We looking at Ouija board, dog, bones dried up. Anytime you don't comply with what he said, it's the same thing. You're not complying. Because there are other things working. Come on. Tell him what he told me.
And the ox or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake of thee, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which thou hast not known, and let us shakah them.
See that? Listen.
Thou shalt not shama unto the dabarim of that Nabi, or that dreamer of Kalamuth, for Yahuwah your Elohim proveth you
He tested you.
to know
I'm
whether
testing you. To do what?
know whether ye ahab Yahuwah your Elohim,
With what?
all your lob,
And?
with all your nafash.
See, that's how I'm testing you to see. I'm finna find out where, yeah, I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell. Come on.
Ye shall halak after Yahuwah your Elohim, and shama him, and yara him, and keep his commandments, and obey his call, and ye shall shakah him,
You
and
attach
cleave
yourself
unto
to
him.
Mimicking who? 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 Louis. You're cold. What y'all say? Y'all didn't we just find out his life was attached with him? Who else we gonna use? He said you're gonna attach yourself to him. Your life is complicit, it's tied in with him. That's what he's telling you. Attach yourself to him. Come on.
And that Nabi, or that dreamer of Kalamuth, shall be put to moot.
That's a little strenuous. Chris don't know. Y'all forgive. What are you trying to tell you? Pray for people. Pray for them. Did y'all understand what he just told you? This go a little further than just saying no. He said that Nabi shall die. They should die. It is him gonna kill them. Let's see what he said.
Because he hath spoken to turn you away from Yahuwah your Elohim.
He's trying to make you err. Huh? He's trying to make you err in vision, which means you're going to stumble in judgment. You just read about stumbling. That's Yahoo told you that. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. And all of the tables
Full of vomit.
ain't but a little corner.
No place clean.
Ain't no place clean. This person just tried to make you err from the Elohim who brought thee out of the land of Mizraim, who redeemed you. I made up for a bad aspect. What happened to you? From bondage to thrust thee out of the way which the Yahuwah thy Elohim commanded thee to halak in. So shalt thou abolish that Rosha from among. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna let the Lord deal with you. Is that what he told you?
No, sir.
What he told you? I want to see what's in your law. You know what you do? Just don't talk to him no more. You know what? Lose mine. I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you on Instagram, YouTube. I'm going to block you on Snapchat, Pokemon. What's the other one? I don't know this thing. I don't know the other. What's the other website? What else? Twitter. Yeah, I know them. So I'm going to block you. Is that what he told you? He said, get it from among you. This is going to teach other people who had in their mind, I was just going to come to you and ask you to go to church with me. Mm-hmm. Listen.
If thy ak, the bin of thy aim, or thy bin, or thy bath, or the ashah of thy bosom, or thy re'ah, which is as thine own nafash, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go serve other mighty ones, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy Abba are both, namely of the mighty ones of the arm, which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the arats, even unto the other end of the arats.
That's what he told you.
Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor shama unto him, neither shall thine own pity him.
Spare him. Thou shalt feel no
regret.
Man, I feel bad. Listen, even I gave you to get killed, I ain't supposed to be walking around feeling bad later. Man, I hate I did that. I probably messed up, man. I should have looked at that thing. Listen, why? I shouldn't feel no regret for you. Neither shalt thou at all protect them. Listen what he told us.
But thou shalt surely kill him.
Let the Lord do what?
thou shalt surely kill him.
Let me tell y'all one of the best weapons to use to kill a person. Kindness. Kill them with kindness. Let me tell you something. This is what he used to prove whether or not these people are harmed him. If it came down to a situation between you, your brother, you, your sister, you, your mother, you, your father, whomever, it was to prove whether or not you are harmed him and whether you would show him what he told you. Listen with the intent to do. When people know this is the resolve dealing with you, I just leave you alone. Ain't nobody trying to die. Listen.
But thou shalt surely kill him, thine hand shall be first put upon him to put him to moot, and afterward the hand of all the arm.
At the last, the people. What else happened?
And thou shalt bond him with a bond that he moot, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from Yahuwah thy Elohim.
Who did what?
Brought thee out of the arats of Mizraim,
Out
from the beth of bondage.
from slavery. So guess what happened? I was trying to teach you what Shaul taught you on we went last night. Stand fast in the liberty wherein Yahuwah had made you, and be not with the yoke going back into the house of slavery. Because you consented and you yield to. You gave in, you going back to the house of bondage. Always our punishment, if you know, we're always putting us back where? That's why you know that every time we talk, he will always relate back to who? I'm the one brought you out of the bed of bondage. I brought you from being a slave. If these people get you off, I'm going to put you back. This could surely lead to your moot. So you're pitying someone that meant to have you killed. I mean, going to Atlanta all the way down now, I know. Ain't no church around here. Let me ask you something. Tony Smith, the only one teaching truth. A lot of y'all let y'all heard that. You tell me the big old word, he the only one preaching truth. We never said that. It's just far and few in between. And these people will convince you. You sitting here looking at a computer screen. How God in that? They preach on TV. They watch everything else they want to watch and get something from it. But they ain't going to go along with you doing. But see, this is what you got to start considering. If y'all really want to be saved, y'all better start considering this stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff we've been guilty of now. Let me say that now. I'm not telling you going to kill these people. But you understand what they were. No, what I'm saying that, but let me tell you this, what I'm saying is the fact of among these people, they got laws that's going to contradict Yahuwah's laws. That's going to put you in a whole nother situation, make you look like a cult. But this is the law. They were the ritual for us. That these people start, you know what you got to do with these people? I got to cut you off forever. You good and dead to me because you thought to turn me away. You thought to set a trap before me in a stumbling block. How hard, if you really working for this and the fact to know that you were trying to trip me up, you were trying to set me up to get killed? Come on, folks. I had one of him for a stupid enough. His wife set him up to some guy to kill him. They were talking. I wound up talking to the guy on the phone. I just couldn't even believe it. And the guy told me he changed his mind. He wasn't going to kill him. He said, just going to come down. They just going to beat him up. I said, man, I told him, man, you better not come down here. I'd have killed that man myself. A man will call me, you'll tell me you'll come to my house where my kids are? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Man, I save you so much gas money, it'd be ridiculous. Wherever you think about coming from, I tell you, I'll meet you at your door. You ain't never got to leave where you at. You'll tell me, you'll tell another man, you come into the house to beat him up. The man tell me, he said, yeah. He said, I ain't gonna kill him. He said, I'm gonna come, I'm not making this up. He said, I'm gonna come down now. He said, he's just gonna beat him up. I heard some stuff about my life. I just never, it's some stuff I heard folks say. I just ain't never heard this stuff before. I just said, listen, y'all, I think we had them, you know them house phones? The little speaker part, them little holes. I can go through them holes. That nigga will see in his telephone line a swole nigga coming through that thing. He'll see, he be looking at that, if he look up that telegram pole, when he said big old lump coming through that, that's me. Come through that nigga phone and choke the piss out that nigga. Man, you can't tell nobody no stuff like that, man. You come nobody how these folks. But again, that's how much he loved a woman. I didn't get it. I ran him off. I couldn't imagine nobody even tell me no stuff like that. I would never let you wait that gas. How many of y'all like that? I can't let you wait that gas, man. You don't talk much too seriously. Where you at? You tell me I come to my house to do what? For my wife? Oh my goodness, both of y'all dead. Two devils. I need you to come here first. Y'all will die together. You on the phone talking to somebody about some stuff like that? Oh my goodness, both of y'all need to die together. Isn't that right? And no, I ain't turning myself in. I'm on the run. Ain't no use of me turning myself in. I ain't done nothing wrong. I'll get you out there. And they shall stone him with stone, which is a bond, and he shall move because he. Apparently, you don't know the person. Because he sought to draw thee away from thy Yahuwah, who brought thee out of the bed of Mizraim, out of the house of bondage. This is important. That's why he told no. He didn't just tell me just stone him with stone. Why? Because he sought to draw me away. He's trying to pull me away from him. You're trying to separate me from Yahuwah. That's your intent. Now the world will look at it and say that's crazy. Thomas Miller teaching folk to kill people. This in their book. They don't believe it, and that's why they ain't gonna never be saved. Christianity is a comfortable religion. You pick and choose what you want to believe and what you want to do. This was for them to prove. So a husband and wife had to consider. Now I'm gonna ask my wife about going to check out this other church over here. I gotta consider. If she know what I know, a wife might consider, a son might consider as their father, you gotta consider what we've been taught according to our Torah. This could very well lead to your death when you open your mouth to say this. This can very well lead to our permanent separation. And Yahuwah established it because he said, I want to prove whether or not you will harm me. This is going to be your wisdom in the sight of these people. That your attachment to Yahuwah, if you did attachment with him, that's just as good as me dying. Because I'm going to kill you. But see, y'all don't believe that fully. Because you did, you'll start considering now. Conversation and people you attach yourself and people that try to get you, because it's serious, it's a real serious matter. It's got to be serious. The man attached, kill, and then say just leave him alone. Talk for him and pray with him. He attached killing them, which tell me I am going to kill you. If you do it, I'm going to kill you. I don't care if another outside influence comes. I'm going to kill you if you listen to him. So when you find out that someone is setting you up to be killed, kill them. That's where your heart got to be. If you ain't ready to go there, go on to somebody's church. Go to the church of your choice. Find your religion. It might seem like it's extreme, but listen, if you're going to be saved, you got to be extreme. It's extreme. It's got to be. Look at the world. The world don't care. The world think they're going to keep going. Anybody with common sense can see this whole thing winding up. It ain't getting no better. Russia war ain't finna stop next week. It ain't going to stop next month. These people going to keep going. It's going to get nuclear. It's going to get bad. Your food shortage ain't even kicked in. These dumb bastards here went and stuck all their wheat production mainly coming out of one country, getting bombed and blown up. Them people can't grow nothing right now. Who wants something out of that ground? All the stuff, I'm saying, boys, eating from it. Because now you don't hit it with all these bombs and everything. You get that food, what you think gonna happen to you? I've been telling y'all, smart end for us. I've been telling y'all, we need our own spot. I've been telling you, got to grow our own. You know what? It's done for us to starve. It's just strictly done. It's straight done. Because y'all been warning, told y'all, we need our farm back. We can't depend on these people. They forcing us right back. Everybody ran away from it. We got to start growing our own. We got to start manufacturing our own. As far as our food, we can grow and keep our own. And we don't need to mix with these people. Yahuwah done gave us the mind and preparation to do what we got to do. I know people, it's too much work. How much work is it to starve? Man, these stores finna fold up out here. They just trying to keep people moving. That's why they want to get the mask out. Luck is getting better. Put them on plane, let them go, let them travel. Because when people sat down and start looking at how bad it is, they're going to be in an uproar against the government. Yep. Go look at Shanghai over in China. They cutting the food over there. Shanghai, they don't lock them back down because of COVID cases. They got 1,000 a day. They cutting the food over. They fighting them now. Them people that came out getting the government, they fighting. Them folks, they sick of being locked up. They say they starving, they ain't got no money, they going broke, they folk pissed off. They folks are pissed. Listen, they finna get all these folk home. They not tell y'all, man, this whole thing, they done gave out some money, trying to keep everybody from getting upset to come at the government. There's a lot of folk losing their home. Listen, These folk houses on these foreclosure, they gone. They getting rid of these people home. Everybody ain't come out like you. Yahuwah spared y'all. A lot of y'all didn't lose your home. Still got to keep it on, keep going. A lot of folks still already gone on the courthouse step. You eat. It's people in food lines out here. Y'all don't really appreciate how things working for them. In the midst of all this, we having Muhart. Y'all gonna be eating red snapper and grouper. Y'all heard them prices? Boss had hit me them prices on that. But I should have called me on the private line. I had to let them know though. I said, but I got to tell some lie, get that $2,100 back. Because nigga don't get out. I got to think, oh, lie, get a good one. $2,100 for some fish? I said, man, please. I was like, dang, down there. I said, dang, you ran track. Tell me to run. I said, tell them, let me hold it, take off running. All we do is grab and run, snatch and run. I told him, I said, tell Daniel, snatch and run $2,100. And don't look back. That's a lot of money. We got some discount on them. I heard that number, $2,100. But I said, man, that prison, what we gonna do about that fish? I'm like, man, get the fish. He's like, wait, like, man, $2,100. I said, oh, I'm thinking catfish. Isn't that right? I might make y'all need to go back and eat mullet. But Yahuwah saw fit. Man, was out there, that's why I had to shoot them lamb. I heard them price, we paying $300 for them lamb. Man, lamb went up to $550 and $700. They had a goat. I picked the nice one out there. I was out right there. That man, how much? He said $750. I said, man, I don't like that one anyway. Look at that one. Y'all heard I told him, I said, listen, I said, no, I want to shoot a white. I seen the black. I said, I ain't gonna shoot you. I said, man, you got enough problem. That man told me $750. I seen that junk. He said, I'm not $5. I said, give me that nigga right there. Get that nigga. I so when they were driving, I felt bad for. I said, listen, man, bro, I feel for you. I told him, listen, all I'm looking, $750, $520. I tell you, with $550, I talked about $25 more. I said, I got to get 25 more. I said, I got to kill this bastard. I got to get you out of here. Man, stuff high. We were getting them things like $250, $300. Man, I'm telling you, time done changed. I started to snatch that turkey back there too. All that gobble and them ducks too. Boy, it's rough out here. But I'm just telling y'all, it's getting bad out here. Don't fool yourself. If we don't make an allegiance with Elohim and do like we supposed to, we in trouble. If people Elohim, this is the time for it to come together, especially our young people. I try to get these young folks learn how to understand each other, work together, get yourself together now. Y'all ain't got the time y'all think y'all got. Y'all can put your mind on college and all that. Yahuwah see fit to go on that longer. I don't see the world going on that much longer. Man, we in the word of Christ we done ever seen. That's why I be on y'all young people about living right, not worry about, listen, everything people thought was so important, prom and everything else. When that coronavirus came in, they shut everything down. Wasn't no school dances, wasn't no prom, wasn't none of that other, no homecoming, nothing else. Showing you, that stuff ain't important as you think. That Yahuwah showed when he shut it down. Everybody just worried about surviving. I know when you're young, you want to go do all that stuff. I got to go some of that stuff, but at the end of the day, nobody care about that stuff. I don't even have nobody come talk to me about no, you go to prom. All that stuff important while y'all in school, you young. You got here in the real world, nobody care about that fool. That's kid stuff. That's high school stuff. You got here, that junk no count. Now you go get a real job. Nobody care about no fools. Like, did you go to no prom? It don't even matter. Nobody care. You got here in the real world, you got to make the bills. You know, you got to cut the grade when you got here in real life. So I'm trying to tell y'all young folks, why y'all young, this the best time for y'all to focus in and get this thing right. World in there. Don't y'all be caught on the outside. Your young age ain't going to just keep you alive forever. Ain't nobody going to keep hollering you a kid forever. Eventually, you got to stand and be accountable for what you're doing. Start considering now. We go over this stuff. I know y'all quote out the book of Romans when I go through and I read it. I want y'all to understand it. I want y'all to understand everything you read, get it, and walk in it. Y'all hear me? I got a lot of kids out there. I got a lot of young people out there watching. A lot of them gone, parents done left. Parents are asshole. Yes, sir. But ain't nothing against the kids. That's right. Appreciate these kids. These young folks need the opportunity to get their word and get it right while they able. I don't know why nobody want their kid to live right. A guy here done screwed your life. I done made a mess out yourself. Why in the world you want to see your kid be a mess? Got all this swapping up and messing around. Old crackheads and everything here. Here my folks out here smoking crystal meth, doing retards. So I'm going to set an example for your kids. Need to have something they can follow. I'm going to get ready to let y'all go, but I mean that thing. I plan on trying to get my young people and talk with them this week too. Most High willing, get with y'all, make sure we get y'all straight, get y'all pattern where y'all need to get pattern, and get this thing right. Everybody, grown folks, everybody get it right. While we able, whatever you feel, phobia, get over it, let's get going. Your biggest fear, your biggest phobia need to be not being saved. That's my biggest fear. Oh, I got other fears too. Mayonnaise. I fear mayonnaise. I just don't like it. That's a nasty white substance now. I was in the country, that's all you had for lunch was mayonnaise sandwiches. Loved it. Yep. I ate so many mayonnaise sandwiches, I hate it with all my heart. How many of y'all hate mayonnaise? Did y'all eat a lot of it? Man, I had so many. How many of y'all had to eat a mayonnaise sandwich? Man, listen, you been in the country, you'd have had them. That's your lunch. My aunt used to cook breakfast in the morning. She cook you a little piece of sausage about that big and all the syrup you can handle. Little ball up biscuit, it sat on the stove all day. I seen roaches walk the long way around it. Man, they got them biscuits was so hard, and they just she'd leave them on the stove. Flies wasn't laying on them. They were just ugly, just straight ugly. The worst biscuit I've seen in my life. That's the one I got a tooth in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Man, it was rough in the country. You got a little piece of sausage, you got all the, listen, you pulled, it was sub. When you pulled it, it was so thick, it just slide everything on your plate. Listen, ain't like the syrup do like that, just take the biscuit and just push the biscuit and the sausage. You be looking, you be like, I thought I had my meat and man stuff take it, and when you try to rub the biscuit, it break. I'm telling you, man, stuff was it was rough down in the country, man. Them folk bought the cheapest stuff, Kool-Aid in a bottle. That's the first time I ever seen it. Listen, man, they made that Kool-Aid mean. I called home, they had to come get me all the way from the spot, bring me in. Listen, the white of my eyes was swell up over around the pupil. Man, that liquid, I said, I can't drink this stuff, man. I don't know what y'all got in the country. The white of my eyes was swell up and start going around trying to close around the pupil. I called and said, come get me. I can't stay down here. They'll mess my eyes up down here. Them country niggas, I don't know where they got that Kool-Aid from. Come in one of them little liquor bottle, like, y'all don't see that either come in a little bottle, you pour it on the sugar. It'd been like one of them little liquor bottles you got at the plane. I don't mess with that stuff. Man, country was rough, man. You get up here, y'all appreciate it. That's why I hate mayonnaise. In the day, that's your lunch, mayonnaise. Mayonnaise will eat a raw hot dog. She got a pack about this long, that thick. All them hot dogs stacked, they red. I don't care how you cook them. I don't care how you burn them, what you do with them. That hot dog never changed. That's how I understand Yahuwah said he changed not. Them hot dogs didn't change. Like you put them regular, I would do the up here and you blowing they plump ball part, they get big. Not them country hot dogs. They stay, and your water done turn color. I'm trying to tell you about like the Red Sea. Look like Musha done stuck his rod out over it. Them the worst, I guess it had someone die in the skin. Well, it was rough down in the country. On the animal we had to play with them beetles. Them little June bugs, you ever had them pretty colors on them? You used to tie a string around their leg and let them fly around the yard. Y'all done had them down there, they had them little pretty colors on their back. Y'all used to tie the string on their leg. Man, you catch them things, get that thread and tie around it. Man, that's it. Man, them niggas ain't getting no toy down there, man, that's it. Better go out there and play with what's in the yard. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Find you a book, find you a praying mattress up against the wall or something. That's all the toys you get in the country. They give you a BB gun and some bullets. Tell you, go out there and kill a squirrel. That dinner. Man, I hunted deers with a pellet gun. I'm so glad that deer knew we were stupid. That deer said, still like, I run these niggas over. They have no idea, man. Man, the country, they buy you a BB gun, pellet gun, kill something they can eat. See, the kid don't know nothing about it. They have nothing to be wasting down there, man. That's a meal. My mama ate it. You ate possum before, ain't smell? I know she did. I seen that thing her dad, her dad had now. That thing's on the stove. That thing still messed my eyes up this day. Man, it's just fat meat landing with the tail, and you see all the veins in the fat. I had older cousin, we said, taste and see what it eat like. He ate it. He said, we like, what is it? He said, hot. He said, disgusting. It like he ate it like it was in our mouth. Ooh, that stuff was filthy. Ooh, but the country gave you some stuff. But listen, them folk didn't throw away nothing. Everything, all the dogs, you see all they ribs. They want a fat dog in the country. You'll never find no fat dog. Them dogs doing just like you here. And them dogs, you the beggar not to throw my aunt biscuits out there. And I know a little bad, Tony. Please don't give them biscuits. Whatever you do, don't throw them biscuit out here. Man, them biscuits rock. There's some stuff go back in my mind, think about it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't lie. I'm telling you, I got on, I got pissed. I had my boys down there, I had them out, I was talking to them. We were wilding out, I was showing them stuff, where I grew up, stuff like that. I called a ride. I said, take me back to my truck. I got my truck. That's it. I had this little four-wheel, I throw it on them. I said, we out here. I said, man, y'all ain't never come back down here. I said, these people never get you. I started thinking about everything I was showing, yeah, over here, and yeah, you back. I got, you know what? I just thought, I hate this damn place. It was hot. My wife, I said, man, I hate this place, man. I just thought about it. Man, I got that truck, I was rolling. You know, I came out that door, I kicked rock. Scarred. That's when you let them know I'm pissed off when I leave him. And they be talking about, when you gonna let them come down here? Like, y'all will never get my kid. Y'all done scarred me. Y'all will never been them kids something. They probably thinking, man, we gotta grow up in the country. It's some good parts. There's some parts I hate. See, I hated Russell Mountain, all them long country walk. For that old jive can they give you, sick of it, man. They ain't have no good can. It was all that old-fashioned can. You couldn't find no good stuff. I don't know if they had a snooker in the whole state. They had that old can, all old, decrepit, nasty white folk on it. Handmade hamburger with the cheese ain't melted right, ain't cut even. I said, man, I don't want all these nasty crockett ham, man. No, it's nasty. You look at it. They just going and buy the old raunchy meat in it. Because all the country you only get but one grocery store. You eat there, you die now. Meat old in there, you smell the place before you walk in and you say, yeah, I hate this place, man. It don't even make even have no aisle. Just put everything at the register. This is a joke, man. This ain't no grocery store. Just lay the stuff up there on the aisle. Just lay it on the register. Oh, I hate that stuff. Anybody that grew up in the country? Hold on, what country you growing up in? You from Atlanta? Him?
Yeah, I grew up in Atlanta with my grandparents. They lived in the country, so I was.
What country?
Cross, South Carolina.
Who? Cross?
Cross, like it's near Mont's Corner. You heard
Mont's Corner. I ain't never heard that. I don't know a whole lot about no South Carolina. Ain't a whole lot about it. Only good thing they had out there is Myrtle Beach. Palm don't know it. And you take Myrtle Beach and carve it out South Carolina, it'll drown. It couldn't make it. You know, listen. Other than Myrtle Beach, South Carolina ain't got nothing. Clemson and USC. Other than that, no. Charleston, a slave state. That's a slave. They ain't nothing but slave trade down them port down there. No, yeah, you grow up, that's hard down there. Hayward from down there, where you have? Hayward from, where Hayward at? Hayward got lost in his own hometown, ain't but one street. He from Darlington? What is Darlington? What is Darlington? You know Darlington? What's in Darlington? You just looked at them. Where you from, Hayward? Hemingway. Wasn't Hemingway supposed to be a writer? Ain't no way. Hayward can't. Hayward, I read your paper. Hayward not from no Hemingway. That man wrote a 17-page article on the mouse. Y'all know a computer mouse? That man read that. We on the phone. I said, man, we like, read the page. He said, yeah, I present it to my class. Read it. We like, well, just read it. Let's hear what it is. He said, the mouse is habitual. I said, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I said, you finna read this to some people? Chris, am I making this stuff up? Man, we crying laughing. I said, man, you can't use that, man, no habitual. I meant for like a drug abuser or somebody, man, a criminal. That man, listen, man, and we still had 16 and a half pages left. He wrote this stuff, it took us like 9 lines on the paper. Man, listen, I said, Hayward here educated. So you from Hemingway, right? Who that? So Ernest Hemingway. Hayward from where Ernest Hemingway? Is that Hemingway after Ernest Hemingway? He said yes. Hayward, what do you and Ernest Hemingway have in common? Y'all write what? He said he wrote about the mouth. And you know what bad? Palmer, I got to look at you, Palmer, because you related to him. Palmer told me, Palmer said, listen now, I told you that. I'm not related to Hayward. I know him right here now. We not related now. Hayward, you caused so much trouble. All right, we're going to get ready to let y'all go. Y'all got any questions? No, sir. Does anybody have any questions? Y'all have the right. Do y'all want to get this salvation thing right? Do you really want to get it right? I want you to feel free to ask questions, because you know why? You need to know about it. You don't want to just get it. You understand the importance of having it. Understand it when you get salvation. Let's get to the root of being saved. Saved is you basically is a derivative coming from a situation where a person is in danger and detriment. Y'all got it? So to be saved is to be out of detriment, to be out of danger, be out of harm's way. Do you recognize that you're in harm's way? Most people don't. See, you can say you want to be saved, but do you understand what it means? What condition you in to be saved? If I went to the doctor, I told the doctor I was sick, you know they're going to ask me some questions. What do I have going on? What am I experiencing? While they talking, they're going to be doing chest. They're going to check ears, eyes, look in the nose, tell me, oh, my mouth, because they're trying to see what's all contributing to my illness. Then they can come back and tell me I don't necessarily have what I thought I had. Sometimes people's illnesses are psychosis, are psychological. There are some people's illnesses are psychological. They actually make themselves sick. They believe that they're sick. And then they begin to treat themselves or take things because of it. And it's something they actually fractured in their minds. So you saying you want to be saved, but it's something you just fractured in your mind, or do you actually know you're sick? Hello? The reason why I wanted to be saved, because I was sick. I was in harm's way. In detriment, I was in danger. Why do you want to be saved? Y'all tell me, why do you want to be saved? So do what? Live alone? How you living before you desire salvation? You don't have to tell me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before my story of what I went through, how I was feeling. I wanted to kill myself. I realized I was a detriment to myself. I could kill myself. As much as I feared dying, I wanted to die. I was in harm's way. I was in a detrimental state. I needed to be delivered from that state. I wanted to be saved. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. I didn't want to live like that anymore. Being out of control, couldn't handle it, not knowing what's going to happen, having so many fears and phobia. I wanted to be saved so I didn't have to experience that. I wanted to live a better life. I had a desire for him to be in my life. Let me say this at the first, without dying. Without dying. I appreciate the fact he met me where I was. Not saying he agreed to what I did, but that's where I need to be to get me to him. Now, when I got more information after I grew, I learned. You remember that thing you had about not want to die? Yeah. You're going to have to die. So why did I come over then if I got to die? You ain't got to stay dead forever. I had to understand, like a lot of times people escape things to get away from something. What you escape, you're going to have to wind up embracing. I had tried to escape death. I didn't want to die a sinner. Die in Confronting. You got me? Then I had to get the knowledge to realize you still got to die, because that's part of the recompense of your actions. But you ain't got to stay dead forever. I needed to understand that, because people come to say, I want to be saved because I'm afraid of dying. You're still going to die. So I need to understand how death works for somebody that's of the Cautionary versus somebody that's of the Confronting. Y'all got it? So when I'm asking y'all these questions, I want to know, do you really know why you want to be saved? Can one of y'all tell me? So what? You got to die forever. Did you just hear me say that? What you going to say, Bruce? I don't want to burn forever. What you saying? Same thing. Well, let me ask y'all a question, since y'all answer. What will make you burn? Huh? They're breaking this Torah Katan. So in order to do that, then you understand what you find that's a violation, you don't commit it. That's how you live forever. You got it? It's nothing magical that's going to happen, going to come out the sky. It's the knowledge and the information that you're taking on now. We understand what you don't want, but then that makes you understand what will make you burn forever. You got it? You got to understand it, because people say want to be saved. Do you understand what you're... So now you're saying you want to be delivered from that death. Then you understand what do you have to do. You're going to have to comply with the Torah. That's how important it is for you guys to understand the teaching, understand the writing, understand all of the derivatives, other things that involved in it, to make sure you don't. Like we learned about what? Leaven And what do we say leaven was? It's a raising agent. So we learn that it don't have to just literally be literal yeast. It can be other things. You can take baking soda and make it a leavening agent. At this time, it's going to be considered kata, right? Just like having leaven is kata. So we start learning that kata can be hidden in so many other different things that we have besides the one singular thing you think you're looking at. So it makes us curious or makes us aware to watch everything around us. Hey, man, you want to get there, you start saying, let me look. What you doing? Just go and eat it, nigga. I'm just making, man, this thing got yeast. I was just finna eat it. So guess what now? He become mindful. Versus he done ate it, crunched it down, licked the wrapper. And that's what he realized. He didn't consider. You see what I'm saying? Didn't consider. So it makes you, like now, people, this whole week, people that's coming gonna start watching. I can't go to the internet. I messed around and get a sound. Or go to some, I'm aware of, I can't go in there. That's how you gotta start looking at everything and every behavior before you perform it. What can wind up happening if you activate it, if you get into it? It can wind up being considered just like leaven, which would be considered kata right now, because it's outside of what he desired to be done. So now we got to start looking at doing the things he desired so we don't find ourselves in Kataim. This is your salvation. That was their salvation. This was their deliverance by complying. That's how they came out of Mizraim. They complied. He showed us even in the midst of things happening, he can still give you shalom. When all Mizraim was in an uproar, everything happened, what happened with them? Showing us, I can keep you. I can keep you. That was showing, I can keep you. Even in the midst of this stuff, you can't escape out of it. They were still being kept. When all Mizraim were darkened for 3 years, the book saying Goshen, they had all. That's how it worked for it. But you got to be compliant with what you're being taught. Y'all got to stop thinking it's just when you come to service you got to pay attention. You got to use what you learn out here. You can't use that in here. Maybe a situation might occur, but mostly it's going to be out here. When it's after you've been taught, when it's a day later, 2 days later, 3 weeks or a month later, now he'll come to test you on, do you remember? What were you taught? Oh, man, I can't believe I forgot. That's why you got to be mindful, constantly considering, going back over, meditating on. When I wake up, I don't sleep but a few hours. I wake up and meditate. I go pee because the kidney. I said, that kidney. I make sure that kidney, go and empty that kidney. I lay back down, I start lounging and meditating. Because I know I could be tested, I could be tried. Anything can happen. I'm grateful for I gotten up. Ain't that right? But I know there's other people going through. I'm just plowing, I'm just considering. I'm considering the harm. I'm considering what people are going through, the things that people in battlement, and people that challenging them, what they're going through. I'm considering the harm that we don't see, we don't know that's going through, that felt like they're forgotten and nobody cares. I'm plowing for them. I'm plowing for them. The day they storm, tomorrow ours. Whether it's a flood, whether it's a tornado, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a disease, whether it's pestilence, whether it's war, the day they turn, it's going to come on us too. This thing come on the whole of rocks. Isn't that right? Somebody plow for us. That's why we're here. How you think you made it? We consider each other. We got each other back. Them folk going through and feel like they got no hope. If Yahuwah not hearing them, maybe he hear us. And maybe our palow will get through and he'll give them deliverance. Maybe one day when you palow, he not hearing you, he hearing somebody else. And their palow will get through and get you deliverance. So we all working for each other, help each other out. See, that we fixing it where it's a quality among all of us. Huh? Even if he's not hearing me right now, maybe hearing you. Maybe hearing you. He's not hearing you, he hearing him. So we all keep one another in palow. Guess what? We constantly got that availability. Y'all got it? Constantly got it working, and what? It benefiting everybody. Y'all got it? That's two. Appreciate it.